was a perfect game. It
You
was.
could do.
He's my hero. I can't
That's
remember what his
crazy.
name was. Oh, hold on.
He's up there he's like up there seeing every different path the ball could travel before he throws it.
You
Yeah.
know what? Well, it might have, because he might have just been like, you know what? Just throw the ball at this point.
He's
And
like, who even cares? I just want to go sit down. This is scary out here.
It was.
What if it was like
really
a bad
tough
trip? Yeah. Could you imagine having a trip like that and then just like being like, I have to go pitch in front of tens of thousands of people? Are you kidding me right
Crazy.
now?
Well, we probably didn't even realize.
his name was
Yeah.
Doc P. Ellis Jr.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
a
thought
name.
I heard the name Doc, and
Yeah.
I thought it was Doc
Ellis.
Gooden, and that would have been crazy.
When did
That
he,
would have been hilarious.
When did
But-
he play?
The
Uh,
70s?
70s?
70s.
I was thinking before that. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's
funny.
really
The
funny.
name made me think it was
Did he-
like way before that.
Oh,
Oh,
Doc
but the
Ellis sounds
LSD,
like
that
yeah.
was the 70s for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, Doc Ellis sounds like it's from like the 1890s.
Yeah,
Well, it's a junior, so he's junior.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay, I'm good to go.
Cool.
Luke,
Cool.
Uh-huh.
what'd you do this week, Luke?
I watched some memories from my childhood, meaning my tween years.
Memories.
Cloverfield and Super 8.
You watched Cloverfield? I didn't
Super
see a lot of Cloverfield.
I did, and I like those movies. Good movies. I really liked Cloverfield again. It was really good, and Super 8 is kind of cool because I think Stranger Things was inspired by it a little, and I think that's kind of cool. And then I've been reading The Trespasser, and I'm
Nice.
a third of the way.
Nice.
Can of French is amazing as always, and I think that's it. I also want it to be known that I've been listening to a band
Oh,
called
Are you gonna-
Dinner Party for
Kelly's talked about
that's like
them, yes.
everything. It's like they released an album called Prelude to Ecstasy, and that's like the album I've been listening to whenever I get in the car for the past like 3 weeks.
Yes.
And they're the best, so it must be
Nice.
known. It must
and
be
I-
known.
Luke and I are seeing them live.
Oh,
In
really?
April. Yeah, that was my birthday gift. From mom and dad.
Yes.
Was tickets to their show. They're coming to Phoenix, and I'm so fucking
heck
excited
yeah.
because like I've never had a favorite band.
They're my favorite
until
band.
now. Like my favorite artist is obviously David Bowie, but I've never had a favorite band until
Right.
now, and they're mine. And Luke said that they're his now too, and so it's really
Nice.
cool.
And I'm gonna make friends with them.
Yeah, we're gonna be best friends with them. They're British.
do you know
Or
what?
from
the
do you
UK.
know what like where they're playing?
The Van Buren.
Okay.
Oh, so it's probably even smaller. So that's even better. Like you're gonna have more
Yes.
personal. Yeah.
It's like a stand up. Like everybody's standing up, and
Oh,
it's
that's
really
great.
fucking cool. I'm so
That
fucking
is
excited. I'm so excited.
When is that? April.
I'll have to listen to them.
Yes, you should. I think you would like them. Yes, it's in
Oh,
April.
that's coming up.
What are they?
You
it's
would
called
really
the
like
Dinner
them
Party?
because they're good
Yes,
and
the
they're the
last
best
dinner
band.
party.
The last party.
Yes.
They're the best
And-
band out there.
They are. And it's really cool because I've been following them since they only had one song out, and then
Wow.
they blew up, and so it's pretty cool. It's yeah,
That's really cool.
Awesome. I'll keep this up so I remember to listen to that.
you should.
Nice, Luke.
Um,
Thank you for letting it be known.
things I watched over. Yes, no problem. Things I watched over the weekend. I'll let Kelly explain.
You all okay? So is it me?
Yeah, segue to Kelly.
Tis you.
Okay, we finished Goblet of Fire.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Oh.
had things to say about it, but I can't remember because we also
Sirius
watched
is
Order of
Sirius
the
is
Phoenix.
face. Sirius.
Oh
is
my
face-
god! That was in Prisoner of... No, sorry. Order of the Phoenix. Sirius's face in the fire is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And they changed the way that they did it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Order of the Phoenix. Yes, like his face shows up in the fire in Order of the Phoenix again, but instead of like in the coal of the fire, it was just like his face superimposed on the fire and you could barely see it.
Yeah.
But I liked the version from Goblet of Fire when it was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Where it came out of the coals and it was like,
Yes.
reminds me of
It
those,
was like
like-
he's like, Harry, my godson.
what are those
Yeah.
hand
Oh, I know.
push things?
red things.
You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? Yeah, where
Yes.
you
It
like
It was
push your
exactly
face.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was exactly that, and that was hilarious.
I can't believe they
let's see,
changed that
Goblet of
because
Fire.
it's so
I
weird that
know.
in the next movie it's just like a little hologram in the fire flames.
just-
It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Exactly. You remember exactly.
Oh, I know what you're talking about
it
because
is.
I thought it was
Described it
weird that they
perfectly.
changed it, and also like a year later you'd think they would have like even better CGI, so they would just do the same thing better, but they just were like, no, we're not gonna do it.
They just changed it. But it's so funny because like Harry's like, I gotta go talk to my father, and then it's like in the fire. His face turns out and he's like, Harry. And apparently in like the books he was living on rats that they didn't show us in the
Oh.
movie because he was an escaped prisoner. Also, how did he escape from Azkaban? We
Good
see
question.
They
Azkaban
never explain
in
how.
Order of the Phoenix, and it's like a secluded. It's like in the first movie, which is crazy. In the first movie, when they kept getting harassed by the letters inviting Harry to Hogwarts, so they went to a random house like
Rock
on an
Island.
rock island in the middle of the ocean, which
the
is
waves are, like-
crazy. But
That's
that's
pretty
like
good.
where Azkaban is, and I don't know how, cause like Bellatrix escaped in Order of the Phoenix, and we can like chop that up to like, okay, some Death Eater shit happened, but like, how did Sirius escape? I'm not complaining because I'm so glad he's here, and we finished Order of the Phoenix, and I will get into it later. But I'm not complaining. I just don't know how he escaped, but I love him. Order of the Phoenix. I love Cedric, and I like that he's just like some guy. But also, if Harry didn't save him from the maze, he wouldn't be dead, and it's really fucking sad
Yeah.
because he saved him from the maze because we see with the girl that was playing the game that she got
The
sucked into the
girl.
maze. She didn't die. She didn't die. But Harry didn't let him get sucked into the maze, and then was like, let's both grab it together so we can both win, and that's what ended up getting Cedric killed. And it is fucked up. And Mark, what you were talking about last week about how crazy it'd be if Voldemort came back and killed a main character doesn't make sense at all within the context of the story.
Don't worry about it. In my head, it makes
Had to
sense.
be. But I really like him, and I think it was hilarious when Voldemort showed up, literally the return of the Dark Lord, and Cedric is like, who are you? He immediately dies. Sorry, it's not funny that he dies, but it is. I love that he like humbled Voldemort. Baby Voldemort is fucking crazy. That shit was wild. The fact that they animated baby Voldemort and his naked body, that was also, why did Peter not have to cut off his whole hand? All he said was the flesh of a servant, and he cut off his entire hand. Like, girl, that's just extra. But the scene, the graveyard scene, really
Yeah,
saves
it's a good.
Goblet of Fire. The graveyard scene is incredible. And Ray Fiennes is absolutely serving it up.
Yeah.
And
I like how limp his arm, like
Very.
he's like.
limp his wrist. Also, like how limp his wrist.
Did he
is.
have his wand in that one too, where he like holds it like
Yes,
that?
he was like.
He's
He's like,
like,
that's
"Hold
what
it."
I like.
And also he could have just killed Harry right there, but he needed to be extra about it. And I think
He
that's
touched his scar.
ultimately-
He was like, this.
that's everybody's
That scared me
downfall
as
in
a
these
child.
movies. Why they don't win is that they're too extra, and that's why Harry ends up winning because he just is there.
He's not extra.
No,
He's
not
just
at
there.
all. But I love Harry. He's got the
Me
look in
too.
his eye like he's
He's my
about to miss a
favorite.
social cue.
He is my
I love
favorite.
him. The scene in Goblet of Fire when he returns back with his body and everyone starts clapping and cheering before they realize what happened. That shit is fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, one of the criticisms.
What's the
Because-
end?
I
Yes.
was gonna say one of the criticisms of Goblet of Fire that I heard is like the ending still tries to end like kind of
about to
lighthearted
say-
after that, where it's like,
Yes.
that's
Yep, I was
weird.
about to say.
They definitely should have just ended it.
And they made us
sad.
think,
Yes.
because
The-
Order of the Phoenix kind of does that a little bit too. We were wondering if
not to
maybe
an
like the
extent.
studio wanted
I'm
it,
sure
or maybe
Yeah.
that's just how they wanted to end it. I don't
we
know.
wanted a hopeful ending, but that is super weird because Cedric just died.
Yeah.
The
and-
Dark
and
Lord has
Hermione-
returned.
The Dark Lord has returned, and Hermione's like, "Will we ever have a normal school year? Like your friend is dead."
Wasn't that
No,
one the one
it's
where Ron put
crazy.
his arms around them too? And it was like,
Yes.
he's all buddy buddy.
He's, like, hopped
Oh,
up on the
wait,
wall.
no,
Yeah.
this is what happened. Hermione goes, "Everything's going to change, isn't it?" And Harry puts a hand on her shoulder and goes, "Yes." They move on. Yes, it is so funny. But no, and then it ends like hopefully with like it's
Mhm.
light and music where yeah, it didn't exactly fit the vibe. And then then we watched okay, so I'm going in order. No, so that's definitely my least favorite ending. Oh, even though I can't believe I forgot to talk about this and all the times that I've talked about it. Have I not mentioned the incredible injustice of the ending of the first movie?
Mm.
The 2001 House Cup.
Oh, where they just give him 1,000,000 points for no reason.
Dumbledore, you crusty bitch! But it was kind of funny. Like, it made me hate him, but also, like, kind of like him.
That was favoritism at
It
its
was just-
finest.
No, because it's like you could give them points for, like, saving people, not after you already announced that Slytherin won. What the fuck is
It
that,
doesn't
bitch?
make any sense.
No, but it is funny because Harry and his goons are so favorited throughout the first movies. But Order of the Phoenix, it's like the opposite.
The opposite.
He
Yeah.
is being mistreated because he's Harry Potter now, and it's pretty funny.
What?
So, okay, going in order. And then we watch But I'm a Cheerleader again, which Luke and I have seen together before, and it's a phenomenal piece of cinema. And then Luke and I watched Roadhouse,
Mm.
the original Roadhouse.
saw that you logged that. I was confused.
So for some reason, I really wanted to watch a Roadhouse. Like it was just gnawing at my brain.
Did it?
And
Was it good?
Pretty
Yes.
good movie.
Okay.
It's not like it aged the incredibly best, but it
Pretty
is
good movie.
phenomenal. It has one of the most batshit lines of dialogue I
Yes.
have ever
Yes.
heard in a movie, which I'm not going to tell you because
No,
I
we just
want
gotta
you
see it.
to experience it yourself, because also the situation that the line happens is fucking crazy. Also, I'm not gonna tell you what his go-to move is. He has a specific go-to move in that movie when he's fighting people that it's just like, how is that the first thing you go to? It's incredible. I really like Patrick Swayze. And I really like him in Roadhouse because he's also got the look in his eyes like he's about to miss a social cue. Like he's like the tough guy, but then it's also like there's something about you. Our plan, we were going to watch the new one, and then we just didn't feel like it. So,
Hmm. I was gonna say
so we
because
but nothing could compare to the original. Yes, it's Jakey.
it's Jake beating the shit out of Conor McGregor, from what I
Conor
heard.
McGregor. Yeah, but we read the description and we had like very stupid, like, I don't like that it's in Florida
Yeah.
now. Just like, maybe we'll watch it sometime
UFC
that we
fighter?
feel like it. Yeah.
Mm.
But the original Roadhouse, I'm gonna say, pretty good movie. I enjoyed myself. I mean, I do like watching men beat the shit out of each other, and that's what I got, and it was great. Okay, so then we watched Order of the Phoenix, which I still don't know how. I still have conflicting feelings about. I haven't disliked any of the Harry Potters so far. I do not understand the what's it? The
prophecy.
the prophecy. I do
Yes,
not
Mark, do you understand the
that
prophecy?
that
I
don't think they
understand
explained that
a
well.
prophecy now that I've seen Dune Part 2.
Oh, yes, you can talk
yeah,
about
you
that.
saw Doom Part 2.
Okay, what is the prophecy? Explain it to me in Harry Potter
Yeah,
terms.
yeah. Well, because in the movies, I don't think they really explain it that well, and I was wondering
That
if
Harry's
you knew
supposed
more
to
ins
kill
and outs.
Voldemort.
Yeah, but like, why would Voldemort
needed the
really want that?
prophecy. But
Was
now
that-
it's broken, so it's not even.
Well,
Yeah,
look, I
'cause
think it was it was supposed to be something with I don't know. I think it was something in the books that was probably
Okay.
explained more before she even came up with the Horcruxes and all this other stuff. And so I think it was supposed to evolve and be explained more than it actually is explained.
Yeah, because Sirius said it's something he didn't have the last time, but
Yeah, I
the
don't
prophecy was all kind of like,
Is that Harry
Yeah.
is supposed to defeat him? That's what Voldemort wanted. Maybe it was supposed to be like once he defeated him, Voldemort would have been stronger. Was like the original idea, and they just changed it. I don't know.
I've got no idea. I have no idea what the whole prophecy was about. But I love Harry in his angst era.
Yes.
I love him angsty. He's literally getting possessed by Voldemort and shit.
Daniel Radcliffe, I think, said that
yeah.
Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows Part 2 were his favorites, and I think that makes sense because he does more. Like, he's able, like, his acting is, like, he's,
really...
like, going through it in Order of the Phoenix, and he's, like, writhing on the ground. It's
I just
good.
did not
I really
like his the teen relationship with him.
Yeah.
So, what's her name?
I agree.
Cho Chang.
I agree. I thought there was more in it though in Order of the Phoenix, but it's more in Goblet that I forgot.
Yeah, I think, and then it gets. I think it's honestly almost worse because then in the sixth one, it's so like it's worse because it just kind of like is done. Like
evaporates
after this. Yes, she doesn't exist after this.
Hiss him in front of a shrine to her dead ex-boyfriend. That was, I mean, if it's Daniel Radcliffe. No, but it is fucked up because they, first off, huge gripe. Harry Potter did not need a love interest.
No,
he
has
enough of his shit going on.
It would have been way
He shouldn't have had one throughout the entire series. He should have just been doing his own shit. But if you're going to set up Cho as his love interest, why did you just get rid of her to make him end up with Ginny? I do not like it. Anyway,
and if he has to end with someone, I would prefer him not to end with Ginny because it's like his friend. I don't know, something about it being like he's already best friends with Ron. He doesn't need to be married to his sister. It can be Cho, and it's totally fine.
It could be Cho.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know.
They set up Cho to just scrap that.
Do you think it's explained more in the books? I don't know.
I think it's one of the things that J.K. said that she planned all along, like she says with everything, and she didn't.
Oh, no.
Got you.
Oh man, what was I gonna say?
Luke, it's like when she said Dumbledore was gay, but she said that at the end of it, and there's like no hints at it whatsoever.
No, there absolutely is. He's not a gay man.
Listen. In the books, apparently, I have not read them. In the books, at least the YouTube video I was watching, they're like, no, it was not real. And then she just said it was.
You know what? No, that's actually true because she set up so much sexual tension between Sirius and Lupin, and then they had them not end up together. But then Dumbledore was gay, and I do agree Dumbledore was gay, but so were they.
For sure, the other.
And I guess because it's like, okay, let's get into it. Okay. They killed the gay. They killed my favorite character. They killed that sexy bitch. How could you do that to such a hot piece of ass?
And that's so important. And
I've always said that. But I do really like the scene. I think the scene is really well done. He calls him James, and that's the last thing he ever says to Harry is he calls him James.
And it's like in the flashback when James is bullying Severus. Yes. You could hear Sirius go, "Nice one, James," and it's really funny. Like, it's like, what? Why'd they ADR that? But then later, that's the last words he ever says, and that's to Harry. He goes, "Nice one, James," and then he dies.
And then his cousin, who I did not know was his cousin, that House of Black teams are very strong. Helena Bonham Carter and Werewolf Gary Oldman in one family. His cousin kills him, but then. So last thing he says to Harry is he calls him James, and then he dies right in front of him. And then Remus has to come in and stop Harry from going after him, and he's fighting against him, and it's really well done, but I am very upset. And there was a part, I really liked the scene earlier in the movie, where he's explaining, because I did not know this about him, that his family are like pure blood, like fanatics, and that he was like ostracized from his family because he's not a racist. And his face is burned out of the family tree on the wall. And that scene was really good. And then he said something, and I really went, oh, fuck, he's gonna die. But I didn't expect it to be this movie. I thought we'd get more of him. I really like him.
It would have been cool to have him in Deathly Hallows, like, with the gang all there. But also, like...
What if it was the three of them, and then him?
Yes.
That just hanging out a little behind.
That part after she kills him too, and she's like skipping away, being like, "I killed Sirius Black." I'm like,
that was really good.
Oh, this sucks.
Yes, and even though she did kill my favorite character, I really do like her as a character. I love a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
I love Helena Bonham Carter.
You're a sucker for him. You're a sucker.
I'm a sucker for crazy bitch. Anyway, there's a lot of montages this movie. Oh, and here's the thing about Harry Potter movies. These movies go by so fucking quickly. Like they're very long, but they are so fast paced because there is so much to pack into one movie from the books. But I like to talk. And so I also think that that's the reason why Luke and I get confused while watching this movie, because I probably just talked over important exposition. But hey, I'm having a good time. We get introduced to Luna. Oh, we go into Neville's backstory in this movie. Oh yeah, we get introduced to the Order of the Phoenix, which is something that Dumbledore made against Voldemort, I guess.
No,
wasn't really
it's
listening.
bullshit. That's fake. It's not real. That's
No?
like no. I mean, like it is, but they're just kind of like, okay, now you get to know about the Order of the Phoenix,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be
that's
relevant.
That is true.
Okay, now you get to
beginning
know
of
about the
the
Half-Blood
movie.
Prince because now it's relevant. Like,
Yeah, that's very true. Oh, and it's like I thought I wouldn't like, and I didn't. But like I thought I wouldn't vibe with the Umbridge stuff at all. But I thought it was because she was just a bitch and not a
Right.
crazy bitch.
Yes.
She was a crazy bitch, and so it was better. I mean, but I thought she was a Death Eater, and there's no confirmation that she was a Death Eater in this movie at all.
I think there's a shot in Deathly Hallows Part 1. Maybe one
I
of
think
you guys
so,
can
too.
confirm.
It's just
I think it's implied that she is.
we just thought that she was at the beginning because she was like, no, Voldemort's not real. And then she was doing all this stuff to Hogwarts, but there was no confirmation that she is a Death Eater and not just a politician, you know?
Actually, you know what? In part 1, Luke, I think she's like in the courts. That's all she's like in.
That's
isn't
it.
Yeah, it's because when they body
That
swap,
makes sense.
that's it.
It's probably my 9-year-old brain was like, oh,
She's mean. She's a Death Eater.
Yeah. So really, everything she did didn't like affect the plot at all. Maybe.
that's correct.
Yeah, half of the movie didn't affect it. Actually, all of it, because the prophecies
It's like
broken
Indiana
now, but
Jones
Sirius is dead.
in Raiders. That he doesn't do anything.
Oh yeah, he
And,
doesn't
like,
need to be
everything
in
would have
there at
happened
all,
regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that
Especially,
makes it
like, a map.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, I did have a lot of fun with this movie. This was my favorite movie so far for Fred and George.
Oh.
Yeah,
Um,
this was their best outing. I think
This was their best outing so far. This was my favorite Harry outing.
Mm.
And yeah, when he first arrives at the House of Black, where they're all like with the Order of the Phoenix, you can tell that Lupin and Sirius are holding hands under the table.
Is this the? Oh, this
You
is the
know?
one. In the beginning, it's him and Dudley.
Yes, Dudley demented.
Yeah, that was crazy when we.
That
watched
was
that.
crazy,
And
but
And
why
then-
were
and then
they
his
on
neighbor-
a
and then
playground?
His neighbor was like
Yeah.
there, and we find out she's
Yeah.
a witch too, and we're like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
what?
It was crazy.
Oh yeah, and he started making fun of him for having a dead mom.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, how do we
Yeah.
make him awful and then just randomly put apart in part 1?
I
Luke,
mean, he
where
was
it's like,
already-
there, he's fine.
Yeah. That's a good scene though.
It is a good scene. It's out of nowhere.
He was awful in like the first one and everything, but then the next 3, he just like couldn't give a shit about
Yeah.
what was going on. Like things were happening to his parents, and he was just like, whatever. And then he was like, and then he got demented.
Yeah. I think it's
They
supposed to be
probably
like the dementing was what caused him, Luke, to be later.
Yeah.
But he was just
Yeah.
awful out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, he was already terrible, but never like that bad towards Harry.
He was just
Never-
a spoiled
never
kid,
like that,
not make fun
yeah.
of dead parents, really.
Yeah.
Unless he
Yeah,
did
there's
in
a
the first
jump.
one.
There's
I
a
can't
jump.
remember.
But he was with his bully friend, so maybe they're bringing that side out of him. Maybe that's what they're.
That's
No,
true.
he was sociopathic. That one. There was nothing behind those eyes.
That's true.
Okay. There's got to be. I think there's stuff that I'm forgetting. How did this movie end, Luke?
Well,
They're fighting. Dumbledore was fighting.
Harry. Yes,
That was
Voldemort,
really
Dumbledore, and then
good.
Harry, like Voldemort in his head, and then it's like he's like, ah! And it's really good.
The part that
And then
I,
and then it just kind of ends.
I didn't like
after
all
that.
the orbs, the balls that were like.
That's the prophecies.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
That I
like
don't
that.
understand.
Yeah, I didn't like that part, but I liked after when. I didn't like when Sirius died, but that know
Yes.
that scene.
Yeah.
But it was a good scene.
I I like the balls. Like I don't think it
Nice.
makes a lot
Clip
of
it.
sense.
Clip
Like,
that
well,
out.
I didn't like understand it, but I
The
thought it
balls.
looked cool.
It did look cool, and it definitely inspired Inside Out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It definitely did. There was also one of the earlier movies inspired something. Wait, when was The Maze Runner written?
Ooh, that was gotta be
20
2014.
14. Yep.
So yeah.
But the-
Gauntlet
the
of the
wo-
Fire. That was basically the Maze
Maze
Runner.
Runner.
Also, like, because the books
Um,
could have inspired the other books too. When
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was there was
Scorch
another
Trials.
movie that we thought inspired something.
Death Cure though. Death
Oh,
Cure.
man.
I like Death Cure.
Death Cure.
Never seen.
I don't remember any of it.
Scorch Trials feels like a
Teen
fever dream.
exercise movie?
The book did too.
What kind?
Little.
It's a teen
I just said it was
exercise
the teen
movie.
exercise movie. That's what Mike
Yeah.
called it in his video. Also, Mike uploaded a new video. We haven't watched it yet, and so did Garrett, but
Sucker
we haven't
Punch.
watched it yet.
Oh, I haven't watched Garrett Unhinged, the podcast though that I sent you guys. I listened to that today.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, him and Ryan, like you would think like him and Shane would start going off the rails, but like he makes Ryan laugh at everything because like Ryan laughs at dumb shit.
That's awesome.
And Garrett's just always
Yeah.
randomly saying anything, so they're just keep giggling at each other. It's very funny.
It's very cute. That's
I'm very excited to listen to that. Wait, but Luke, what was like the last shot? I guess the ending of the first one isn't like the 2001 House Cup Injustice wasn't the very ending. The very ending was like him saying bye to Hagrid
On the train.
on the train, which was pretty good. What was the very ending of Order of the
Hagrid.
Phoenix?
Oh, sorry. Or it was they got on the train.
We met Hagrid's brother.
Oh yes.
Grobby.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes.
guy.
Wait,
I
what
liked
was his
him.
name? Grobby?
Is there a dog in there?
I thought it was
Rob.
Robbie, but then it was something with a G. R.
Robbie is the name of
Oh,
the
you're
actor who
petting.
plays Hagrid. His name's Robbie
Really?
Coltrane. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my god, like Roscoe. That's
Yes.
crazy. We met his brother and he saved their asses from Umbridge and she literally slapped Harry Potter. She made
Oh my god, do you remember
she
the? I
made
just
him
remember the
write
carving.
on his hand. I
Yeah.
will not lie.
I must not tell
Yes,
lies.
She was crazy. She committed so much.
And then that
abuse.
comes back where he's like,
Yes,
I must
and
not tell
Darth-
lies, and then he
Yes.
shoos her off to the forest.
It was good. It was good.
Luke, we watched those
No,
movies
Luke,
so
what was
much. Like, I haven't watched them in
Yeah.
years, but it, like everything comes back when
You
Skelly
can
starts.
recall.
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember these movies vividly.
What was the
Like
very
Super 8.
end of Order of the Phoenix, Luke?
They got on the train. It was like the same thing like Goblet, where it was just kind of it was less
Unrememberable.
Did
uplifting.
he not?
It
Did he
was
not
less
fly on the
uplifting than
Pegasus at the
Goblet,
end?
but
Or is that just the middle?
that's 3.
Oh,
That's 3. That's the
Whoa.
best ending. Was the
no, but
blurry
he was on the
freeze
broom
frame.
at the end. So I thought there was one.
No,
where...
they did ride.
They
thought the
rode
Pegasus-
like these things.
Oh,
They wrote the things that Luna had, but I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
quite
yeah.
understand how they wrote them because the other characters didn't see them earlier in the movie, and then later in the movie they were writing them.
yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
We're guided on by
Um,
Luna.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Also,
Uh,
that was fucked up. She was like, "Yeah, I watched my mom die right in front of me, but it's chill."
And Harry was like, "Oh, me too."
Yeah.
exactly
Wait, no.
like
Towards
that.
the end, it was her finding her shoes, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
How did
wait,
you
no,
not see
I
those
have to
before?
say,
Never mind.
Dumbledore fucks off for most of this movie, but he
Yes.
serves so much
He's like
gut
this-
when he goes and like and onto the phoenix and he goes away. It is so funny, and him fighting Voldemort with their but they're like using the elements and they're not saying. There's no words spoken when they're fighting to
Mhm.
each other. That was really good. And then Voldemort possesses Harry's ass, and that was crazy. And then the Mister of Magic, what's his name?
Mister of Magic.
Cornelius Fudge.
What is it?
Cornelius
Minister of
Fudge.
Magic. Cornelius Fudge is like, it's like, oh my god, Voldemort is back. Where the whole movie. So in the movie before, Barty Crouch Jr. as Mad Eye Moody was talking about how some people say that there's a spell that can get people to follow you and act like a Death Eater, and we thought that would come back, but it hasn't yet. So the whole movie we were like, oh, is Umbridge controlling Cornelius Brown? No, he was just a politician.
Cornelius.
No, not anymore.
Brown?
Because, but
But
Does it come back, Mark? I feel
Is
like
it
it
not
does.
brown?
I
Is
feel
it
like that
Fudge?
spell
It's
comes
Fudge.
back.
does it?
I feel
when
like that
did Brown
spell.
come back?
What's the
I don't
spell
know.
again?
I don't know.
I
Never mind.
within explaining his name, I forgot what the spell was already. What was it?
It was something like it would make Death Eaters follow Voldemort. Like
it would make people turn into Death Eaters. Or
Maybe
something. Like, you can
I don't
control
know
them.
if it comes back, Luke, but maybe it's just implying that's why he has so many followers.
that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Anyway,
Or maybe Draco's kind of
like-
under that spell. I don't know if it was just him following his family or if he was just under the spell.
I had this I had this thought earlier today, literally. I was like, is Draco like a actual supporter of Voldemort, or is it just like his dad, or is he just an impressionable kid? Like, I was like, does he, because he says some racist shit and stuff, but it's like, does he actually support Voldemort? Because also we haven't gotten much of him in the last two movies, but Luke says that there's more of him coming up next, and I'm really happy about that because I'm very interested in what he actually has to do
Draco's
His
best,
with everything going
I mean,
on.
like, he's still not utilized as much as he should, but his best outing, I would say, is Half-Blood Prince because we get at least something there.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the discs is him and Snape, which I'm very excited about. But and I think his best outing was in Prisoner of Azkaban when he just got punched in the face.
That's true.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Actually, I really
Oh,
like.
and then
I
in Goblet of
really
Fire, he
like,
got turned into a weasel.
I actually really like. Oh, I don't know if I'm cutting out. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Dead air. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
We're talking.
No, but like I wasn't
I
getting
thought
anything
you-
on my end, so like the
Oh,
recording
yeah.
had nothing
was
too. So
The longest.
That was weird because everyone looked paused except Kelly, so I thought it was just Kelly and I here, but we were both silent. So I was like, "What's happening?"
it's okay.
No, Luke didn't pause for me either.
Okay.
But no, Mark, I thought you started saying something, then
I
your
did.
screen paused, so I thought you were saying something and I just couldn't hear it.
No, I don't.
Whatever.
I don't know what I was gonna say actually. I don't know what I was going with. What was the conversation before?
Something about Draco.
Draco.
Don't know. It'll come back to me.
I think it was funny in the second movie when
Oh, that's what it was.
Harry and
No,
Ron
I
were
remember.
disguised as his goons. Yes, and he like kicked his feet up and it was like, all right, the shit talking starts
Kelly,
now.
that's actually
Like,
so
aren't you
funny.
guys reacting appropriately?
That's actually so funny because what I was gonna say was Draco's best outing was actually for me, Chamber of Secrets, because like they also
Yes.
have the do your worst or whatever he's like, or you wish,
Yeah.
and then they have the duel. I'm like, okay, Draco's kind of
Whoa,
crazy in this.
yes!
I like their duel.
Yeah, he did.
Except
It
him
was
getting
kinda
humiliated at that duel put him 4 straight movies of being humiliated. Like that's what started
Correct.
him being
True.
humiliated with everything.
Yeah.
So that's the
Correct.
only problem.
Yeah. Is that it? I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting, but I'll bring it up next time and fill up an hour worth of this.
No,
Sorry.
we're actually at less time than usual.
Don't be sorry.
I like it. I like
well,
the
I'm
Harry
not
Potter
done.
recaps.
So
Okay, now what else
It's
have
like
you
the
done
first half of the podcast is
after?
Harry Potter,
Yes,
and then it's
Harry Potter and then go.
yes. Okay. So, Mom, Dad, and I are now halfway through the 3rd season of Staged, which season 3 is batshit insane. So we're almost done. With
Trinity's gonna
Staged,
start
and
reading,
Luke and I.
Trinity's gonna start reading Good Omens.
Goomans?
So then, yeah. So then I might need to watch the show right after. Like, then I can get on that
Yes.
train.
Yes, for sure. Yes, Mark, you would love Good Omens, and you would
Ugh.
love Stage.
yeah,
You guys would
I
eat
know,
that shit up. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then Luke and I started Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Oh,
And also
How many
our
episodes?
spot on.
Oh,
We
I'm
watched 5
Okay.
Nice.
How
in one day, though.
dumb
last
is
weekend.
Francis?
He's not dumb,
He's-
actually.
He's too smart, but he doesn't use it well.
Ah,
It's like
Yes,
Sean
he's-
Spencer. Where he uses
Exactly.
it to
Get
get in
away
trouble.
with shit.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, no, actually, I guess blowing up the boat was not his fault. That was his. That
Right.
was somebody in the military. No, it's so funny. Francis found a dead body last episode.
Stand by me. Yep.
with
With Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley, that's his military buddy.
Yes.
No, he's actually not very dumb. He's actually really like good at like being sneaky and getting away with stuff like that. He just does not utilize his intelligence at all, and that's why I love him.
You know, it's, I just
And our
remembered
assignments
something
were
about that
so
show.
spot on with which kids we are, and it works out so perfectly because there's 4 of them and there's 4 of us.
Kelly, something that I just
You know?
Is us. Yeah.
something I just remembered about that show that just popped in my head is the parents are just like so horny all the time, and they're always just like just sneaking off
Yes!
to
All the
go.
time.
All the time.
That is their
Literally.
resting state. Is
Yes,
horny.
but no, it's nice. It's nice to see like though a married
Yeah.
couple parents on
Yeah.
television who love each other, you
Mhm.
know,
That is true.
because
Yeah.
there's so many shows where it's like, oh, marriage or my wife,
And
but it's kind of like
could've
in the
easily-
Addams Family,
Yeah.
how they genuinely love each other.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
and they could have easily
They could have
Lois
easily
is,
made them that way, but they
because Lois is so strict that they could have made him be like, oh, she's like
Yeah.
the naggy like
Mhm.
bitch wife essentially. But no, he
Right.
like loves her.
Well, no,
and
he
it's great.
loves her.
Yeah.
Yes. It's amazing. Literally was it the last episode that we watched? Their house was being fumigated, and so they kept getting into fights. And okay, but Malcolm was babysitting and stuff, but then he came back, and Hal, in the middle of his conversation with Malcolm, realized why him and Lois kept getting into fights recently. And so, from Malcolm's perspective, his dad just went, normal conversation, sex, and ran away. Yeah, Lois and Hal are so horny to the point that instead that they got gas masks to go into the fumigated house to have sex. And it was like kind of surrealist because they were like dancing in the fumigated house and there's smoke everywhere. It's pretty good. It's an amazing show.
That show's really
it's
good.
amazing. I don't think there's any more TV updates yet, but I started this book which you got for me, Mark. Flickr,
Oh yes.
right? You got this for
Yep.
me? Yes. It's very big, but I was immediately sucked in.
Oh good.
Like the
Nice.
writing style and what it's about, and it's like it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better about being like an annoying film bro, but in the way of like nasty shit. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Like nasty movies,
Oh,
like movies, like B movies and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It makes me feel better about like that being my favorite stuff. What, Luke?
That is correct.
But I was immediately sucked into like the writing style, and I
Oh,
was
good.
like, "Oh my god, I wish one day I'd be able to write like this."
Mm.
So thank you for that for me, Mark. And I'm not that far into it, but like I'll keep reading it and see if you guys like it because it's a lot about film.
Ooh.
Yes, but it is fictional. Also, oh my god, the guy who wrote this book is the man who coined the term counterculture
Oh really?
No.
in the 70s. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he coined that term.
Oh that's
He's
cool.
the guy who wrote that book. this
I've
book.
never even considered that like someone would have had to have coined that term because it's just always been around my whole
Yes.
life. Wow.
He's credited with it. It's crazy.
That's
um,
cool. Damn.
Okay, and then an unexpected update. A video game, which is crazy if you know me because I've never
Can I
played
guess?
a video game and
Can I
I
guess?
genuinely dislike it. You know.
Mark,
Is
you
it-
may
Go
guess.
ahead,
you
Mark.
may
Is it
guess.
Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4?
You are
It's
correct.
Harry Potter. Luke and I got Lego Harry Potter for $3, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love it so much. And I don't play video games, and I don't like video games, but I love Lego Harry Potter. But I can't play it. Also, video games is literally a time machine. It feels like 20 minutes, and a whole hour went by.
Yeah.
But
That's
also, I
why.
can't play for longer than an hour because then my eyes and my back and everything starts hurting. So I can only play for like an hour at a time, but it only feels like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's why like we'll
'Cause
get
I'm, like, building shit.
I'll get like sucked into a game like when we were younger too, like Arkham City. I get sucked in for like hours, but to me it didn't feel like it because it's like, oh, I want to keep making progress. I mean, it still happens with Spider-Man 2.
It's
I played that game
literally
for
a time
13
machine.
hours that first day when I got Spider-Man 2, but That's
Oh
excessive.
my god.
Okay, but Matt, Spider-Man 2
How far
is
did you
the
get in the
best
game?
video game of
Oh,
all time. It's
How far
insane.
did you
It's
get
good.
in the 13 hours?
Like 70% or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I,
I thought
I
it was gonna
finished
be
it in
like
2 days. I finished that game in 2
30%.
days. Yeah, that one
because
was.
video games.
Oh,
Nice.
I 100% in that one, and I platinumed it. So I got all trophies.
Wow.
But,
Nice.
but Kelly, I'm proud of you. Wait. Is it the ones that split screen? Like if you guys go too far apart from each other, is it to where like it pulls the other person, or does it?
We need to test.
Yes, we haven't played at the same time
Gotcha.
because we bought it on a whim last weekend and we didn't have another PS4 controller down here.
Oh, gotcha.
But Luke brought him down this
Remember
weekend,
this
so we're gonna
sucker?
play at the same time now.
Oh,
The red one?
yes.
There it is.
Luke, you know you can play PS4 games on the PS5, right?
So
We bought it.
yes, I bought it so Kelly would have it like on the PS4.
Okay.
So
No,
I
on
wouldn't
his
like, take it
PS5.
away.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I love it. That's my favorite video game. And then I'll play Lego Batman, and I'll play
Yes,
Lego
Lord
Indiana
of the Rings,
Jones,
Star
Lord of the
Wars.
Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Very excited for my Lego video game era.
Now, Kelly, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Even if you're not a big Star Wars person, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga is the best
Be
video
fun.
game for at least Luke's and my childhood was that. And Matt, sometimes we would pod racing. Pod racing was the most fun thing of all time in that game. So,
And what was it called? Lego City?
like, okay, Lego City. There's yes, the one that you just destroy everything to get the million stubs, and you do it in
Yes.
like a certain time. Yes, that was extremely fun.
Yes.
So, anything else though?
I'm very excited. I don't think so. I don't know. Even if I'm not a huge Star Wars fan though, I'm very excited to play the Lego video game.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
good
Lego,
stuff.
Yes.
It's just that one level that's messed up.
Don't talk. Wait, which one?
Don't even talk about
Isn't it in Revenge of the Sith? You have to like play it once, quit out of it, play it again.
I think
It's like a
something
weird
might have
thing,
been.
but we had
I don't know. I hated the one in Attack of the Clones when you had to ship the ships on top of the rooftops. We
yeah.
couldn't ever get that down.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
sucked at Attack of the Clones. All right, Matt. What
Good times.
what you got? What'd you got?
Well, the only movie I watched was But I'm a Cheerleader.
I know that movie.
Oh yeah, that one.
You heard of it?
I've heard of it.
The one that we were supposed to be talking about, but it's been an hour and we haven't.
It's only been
We'll
42
get to
minutes.
it.
That's the normal time for this.
It is the normal.
Okay.
And I don't have a lot. I haven't caught up on my shows this week, but I did watch an episode of Mystery Files and watched an episode of Ghost Files because I was way behind on both of them. So that was fun. Katie and I have been watching a lot of Dateline NBC, which is dark and sad sometimes.
Oh. Yeah, Luke and I started Unsolved Mysteries. There's also that.
Oh, the new version that's on Netflix, or the old version.
The old one with Robert Stack.
Man, nice.
But it makes Luke too sad sometimes, so we
Yep.
have to take breaks.
Yeah, it depends on the episode. Sometimes it's like, whoa, fun twist and turns,
UFOs.
and then some of them it's like, oh, sad twist and turn.
yes, very sad. Okay,
so
sorry.
then we have to watch The Price is Right to balance it out. For reading,
Matt,
I've
what
still been
century
reading
do you live in?
Beloved.
Watching Unsolved Mysteries, and then The Price is
That's
Right.
me!
that was
Sorry.
That was me.
Sorry. I thought I mixed the two. I was like, all you do is watch shows that you could have watched.
But we are watching Dateline, which has been on since like 1992. So
That's
true.
You know what else came out in 1992? Luke stole your joke.
The Secret History by
Oh,
Don.
Did come out in
yes.
1992.
Reading wise, I'm 2/3 of the way through Beloved now.
Nice.
Okay.
I read a couple more pages in Heretics of Doom, but Katie finished reading Fahrenheit 451 to me,
Nice.
and we're 2 chapters into Dracula,
Nice.
which is cool. And also, since she and Trini are both reading Good Omens, she
Little book club.
read the first part to me. So we're only like 13 pages in, but
Okay.
we've been introduced to Aziraphale and Crowley, and Crowley's already being a
Yes.
cheeky little bastard.
Yes.
Does it start on the wall, on the
So-
east wall?
It starts, the only section we've read is at the beginning of creation
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Adam and Eve, and they're like,
Yep.
do you think we were a little too hard? And they're like, do you think you could do good even if you like didn't want to? And he's like, I don't. Do you think you
It's
could do
okay.
bad?
Yeah, you should watch the show too. There's like
It starts. It was a nice day, right?
Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
about resting on the 7th day. It was a nice day. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But I'm excited too. We're both excited about that. And I think that's about it. Mark, what have you been doing?
Finished Bluey season 3. Guys,
Ooh.
Oh my god.
sometimes I'm like, okay, this is gonna be an episode that I don't cry.
And then
That's always when,
Fruitless
that's
effort,
always
fruitless.
when they get you. Oh, there's a couple ones, Luke. I
Onesies,
gotta show
onesies. I
you.
remember that. Okay, I gotta go
Oh.
see onesies. Will it hurt me as much as maybe it was somebody you wanted to see, or maybe it's something you wanted, like the end of Baby Race? Will it help me? Will it hurt me like that?
The onesies one, I think, hurt me a little bit more.
Okay.
Like, there's some that hurt and some that are so heartwarming that I cry. There's a
Yes.
mix.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you cry from happiness?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
And
I
that's
get-
mostly,
I
that's
get
mostly from
the-
Bluey.
I get the.
Yes, a movie can make me cry from happiness. Yes.
Whoa, I don't think I've ever been happy.
Ever.
No, I'm just joking. I don't think I've ever cried from happiness.
There's oh, go ahead, Matt. Uh-oh.
My
Dead
wedding.
air.
Oh, yeah, that makes
yes,
sense.
Yes.
That's a good answer.
continue.
That's a
Mark?
good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
Matt.
Yeah, there's a couple that like I'm like, oh, I'm okay, and then they show one shot, and I'm like, oh, they got me.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Not okay.
Yep.
They got me. They always set it up that way too. So seasons 2 and 3, all timers, just across the board. Overall, amazing. Highly recommend everyone watch all episodes, not just the crazy ones, because every episode is great. Bingo,
Yes, Luke, fake fan.
fake.
He's a skipper around her.
That being said, though, you've watched some good ones. Bingo is amazing, just every episode. Let's see. So I finished Bluey. I've not caught up on Abbott. Watched The Bachelor. Finished that. By far the
Nice.
best Bachelor as a person.
Really?
And that's like agreed
Oh.
upon universally. Like, this guy always he always said the right words, and it wasn't like him trying to like pick them out. He just like naturally was a great person, and so like
Wow.
it was really
Let's hope he
Who
doesn't
would
look
have
that up.
thought?
and
Wow.
Let's hope he doesn't look it up, huh?
yeah. Well,
That's cool.
He
That's really cool.
Yeah, he just felt bad for everything, like the way the show goes, and like, yes, he was.
Then why are you on the show though?
Well, he was
Love.
on. So
You gotta find love, baby.
yeah.
You
he
know
was
why people go on reality shows? Love.
Because it's always something that was on the
Mm.
previous season. So he was a
Right,
contestant on
right.
Bachelorette, and he was in the final 2. So in the final 2 of the Bachelorette, the person does propose, and then that person gets said no to. So he was the one who that happened to. And so
Oh.
his biggest fear was that. So when he had to send the first girl, like the second girl home, he was like losing it. And then like they showed like him walk behind the set and stuff, because he was just like, he couldn't control himself because it was just like too much, because he knew what that feeling was.
Dude, that show was
It's
mental
fucked up,
torture.
for sure.
Yeah,
What is
dude.
that
The
show?
whole thing is awful, but he was amazing. So we really like him.
Cool.
So I watched that, Bluey. No other TV really though. Oh, I watched Curtis Connor's deep dive into Potterheads, because Kelly's been talking about
yes.
Harry Potter so much.
Yes, I've
That
watched
I watched
that
his
one.
Potterheads
Yeah.
video,
No.
which is part of the reason. Like, some of this stuff, well, actually, he didn't show specific scenes. It's just people talking about it. But he says some of the stuff that was like, oh yes, I need to talk to Kelly about that.
Do I sound like them?
No.
Like
Oh my
those
god,
people?
Kelly, you have
No,
to
you do
watch this
not.
video, because like,
I feel
Like-
like I've seen it. Was it an older one?
was it?
like a year or two ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I saw it when it came out.
because he does
but
like
I can't remember.
the iceberg of like Potterheads. Level 2, I was like, that's
Oh,
too
no.
far, and I was like, okay, he has 4 layers under that. So I was like, what? It just
No,
get-
people are crazy about it.
yes. So
Also, Harry Potter is just a consumerism wasteland.
for sure,
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
walk into a Barnes and
kind of.
Noble.
That being said, you still want to go to Universal Studios?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? What do they call it? Potter World Land?
Yeah.
I want to go. Absolutely. I've been talking
Yes.
about going since we started these movies.
It's called
I wanna
Potter
go on
World
the
Land.
rides.
I'm gonna go on the-
I want to go to Potter World Land.
Let's see. I went. So we watched this movie called You Again. It had Jamie Lee
All
Curtis.
the light we cannot see.
Huh?
Ooh. Oh, like
What?
Good guess, Luke.
Um,
What
he
was it?
said all the light we cannot see.
That was the first movie that came to my head.
what are you talking about? No. So it was
Lewis
Jamie Lee
Hawkins.
Curtis. It was Sigourney Weaver, Kristen Bell.
Were they
Oh.
in love?
Those are my.
Yes, no, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was all right. It wasn't like a solid movie to watch, like Saturday Night movie. Then I saw Dude Part 2.
Why did I forget that?
I get it now. I get it,
Oh,
but only
That
because
was
Part
good.
2. I like Part 1 because I like Part 2. I already like Part 1.
Yeah.
but
yeah.
but Part 2,
Wait,
the sandworm, guys, that was
Yes.
insane.
Yes.
The whole theater was shaking for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys want to know the one part I know of Dune Part 2?
Yes.
Lisan Al-Gaib? Is it him?
That.
saying
I know that. But I also know silence.
Oh,
Like, cease. When it said silence, he just went, cease. Like the principle.
Trapped like an animal.
Trapped-
Like an animal. That's Paul Atreides.
Literally.
trapped
And
like
his
an
blue
animal.
eyes.
Oh yes. Javier Bardem just fucking made me lose it
yes.
so many. I laughed so many times at him. Like he was so
He is
good because he
good.
played it so straight. But every
Mhm.
fucking second he opened his mouth, he's like, he is the Messiah. Every
Yeah.
fucking sentence he said was about him being the Messiah. To the point where they were playing it for laughs, but like it wasn't comedic relief. It was like done really well. I feel
Yeah.
like where it's just kind of like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, and then he's like, no, I'm not.
Literally.
Like he's like, my mom knows how to beat the poison, and then he's like, of course he
My
would
mom.
say that. That's exactly what the Messiah would say. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Javier
Yeah,
Bardem
I
is
like
so
him.
annoying, and it's
Whoa.
no, it's in a good
It's
way. I
great.
love it.
In a great way.
Yeah.
In an amazing way.
Do you
Your favorite
remember?
character, Kelly?
Do you remember
Yeah,
the life
oh,
of
yeah.
Brian?
Yes.
It's literally just the plot of that, where
Yes.
he's like, "I'm
Yeah.
not the Messiah," and they're like, "That's just what the Messiah would say."
Oh, but
though.
Luke said that Dune 2 is basically the Star Wars prequel where your twink boyfriend turns into the dictator
Yeah.
of all worlds.
Correct. He
And
gets
then
scary.
I also saw the review where he had a literal fight with Austin Butler for White Boy of the Month.
yeah, that was,
Why did they make Austin Butler bald? That
Yeah.
character's not bald in the books. Is what I heard.
I don't remember.
They just did that to him.
I think
They
they're
just-
trying to
He's
make him
Sting
be.
in the
It
old
looks good.
one.
It looks
He's Sting in the old one. Why couldn't they put him in that metallic thong
They
and
made
give him
all-
hair?
They made all the Harkonnens bald. It's like their whole line in the movies.
Is it in the books then? So I heard somewhere it wasn't in the books.
I don't
Same.
remember. I don't think it's ever like mentioned specifically. I know that Baron Harkonnen's supposed to be bald, but I don't know about.
Did they
the other
kiss?
Who?
No, that was improvised.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the movie.
Which who? Because somebody kisses somebody.
Stellan.
Yes.
And
Austin Butler
Austin.
kissed Stellan, and it made total sense, but it was improvised.
Guys. Okay.
Yes.
You guys know I have facial blindness,
Maybe I should
so
watch this
I
movie.
don't want you guys to laugh at me for this because I have facial blindness.
Okay.
But like with the eyebrows shaved off, I didn't know it was Austin. I didn't know Austin Butler was in this movie. And
Oh, I didn't know.
Neither did Luke.
I had no idea.
his so
I had no idea.
his eyes are just a little bit like not center, and for a second I thought
Yeah.
that it was Bill Skarsgård, right? So when he
Ooh.
kissed,
No,
like when they kissed, I was like, "Whoa, that's
No.
weird." And I didn't realize till after
No,
the
but-
movie that it was Austin Butler, and I was like, "Whoa,
Wait.
okay."
When I saw the promo picture of him too, I also had the thought that he looked
Okay,
like Bill
okay.
Skarsgård a little bit.
I didn't
not
know if I
just
was,
you,
But
yeah.
that's crazy that you thought it was him when
and
they
I was like,
kissed.
"They're really committed to this. This
That's
is
wild.
weird."
That's hilarious.
But also I went.
You're
pee.
frozen again.
Okay, I think slowly coming back. I went
You're
pee,
back?
Yeah, you're good.
and I came back, and it was the black and white part, and I was like, "What?" Like I knew there's a black and white part in this, but I was like, "What? Why?" And so Trini was like, "The sun," and I was just like, "What?" It's too. I'm sure it's too hard to explain because it's like this movie. Just trying to explain anything
Do
quickly.
you want to
so
know
the sun,
what it is?
the black sun? Yeah, what?
Yeah, they have a black sun, so they decided to film it differently to
Okay.
portray that. That's it.
Okay, so exactly
Yeah.
what you said. I didn't know if there's more
It's just that, yeah.
mythos or whatever. But
Nope.
guys, crazy
Luke,
movie.
you look very confused.
I
Right
tell
now.
you what. I forgot they kissed. I forgot there was a black and white moment.
the whole battle.
It's
Where am
almost-
I?
Didn't even watch the movie.
It's really hard to tell at first that it's black and white because everything is like the Harkonnens are so pale already that it was hard to tell at first. And I was like, oh, I think this is black and white right now. Yeah.
There's the gladiator fight of Austin Butler.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
In the
Yes.
Coliseum.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even process that.
yeah. But I'm
I
like,
tell you what. That's
I
good
keep
movie.
randomly thinking about
That's
Doom
good.
Part 2, and I'm like obsessed with it. So
Now
that's
you're in my
that's a problem. That's its own problem.
head.
Then last night I watched
Don't get.
But I'm a Cheerleader. About
Ooh.
I know that movie.
10 minutes in, Trini walked in, and I said, "This is the most Kelly movie I've ever watched in my entire life." It was so like
More than
We'll get
Joe's
to it.
apartment?
well, it was when they first went in. So we'll get to it. So I
Yeah.
gotta still wrap up my
Yeah.
stuff, but it was when they
Yes,
first went
yes,
to
you
rehab.
do.
It's when they first went to rehab, and they're like, "I am a homosexual," and like it was just kept going. I was like, "This is Kelly's movie." Okay.
You still have a.
Yes.
Yeah.
I waited. For last because I finished If We Were Villains. Oh,
He froze.
I can hear.
Okay, you're back.
I finished If We Were Villains.
Oh.
And I know.
Wait, Mark. Don't say any spoilers because Matt.
I know. Yes.
But
But what? Are you just?
but that ending.
I'll talk to you this weekend about that.
Okay.
Since I'm gonna come down
Okay.
tomorrow, but
Okay.
yes, yes. Anyway, I love like all of the characters too.
Yep.
Even the ones that were like in it less, I love them in their own way. Like I really like the character she set up, and yes, it was very.
Sorry, what did
very
you
good.
say? You cut out.
I really liked all the characters she set
You,
up.
you like the characters.
Yeah.
She set up. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes.
I'll say like part of it. This isn't a gripe because I don't think it needed to be. Like I saw part of something coming, but that because I saw it coming, it played out more like when you watching car crash or how people describe that of like it's
Yeah.
coming, so it's like watching
Yeah.
in slow motion, which is worse than a like surprise reveal. So it's like kind of even though I don't know if it was trying, I don't think it was even trying to be played as a surprise, to be honest. I think it was kind of intentionally set up as the way it was.
Is it like the whole?
Yes.
the
yes,
whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah.
Yes. No, I think from the beginning though,
It's kind of.
but it's also like the way that it happened too was I didn't know how it did
Yes,
happen.
yes.
You know.
But because
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, I knew this, but like the way, because I did, I was like, when they're describing stuff in the book progressing, it got worse and worse because like I assumed that's what the ending was, and it was, and I was like, okay, I wish it wasn't this.
Yeah.
So yes, it was very, very good. I really liked it a lot, and I really
Yay.
the only parts that were the Shakespeare parts that don't really matter. It's more of like they alluded to
Whoa.
the real life like stuff that was going on for
Yes.
sure, and I understood that without having to understand exactly what the words meant.
Exactly, girl. You get it.
So, there's like a couple parts that like there's a lot where they're going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, this is what he's trying to. Oh, this is what he's trying to mean, because like
The whole
specifically,
scene where
yes, where he walks in and
where
they're
he's
talking.
drunk.
Yes, that whole scene.
See, it's all.
Like pages of that. I was just like, what? I ended up getting it, but those were the only parts that were like kind of hard for me to grasp. But everything else was, I really like her writing style. And I think it flowed really quick, especially for like a 360 book. I thought it flew by.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for her novella and continuing on.
Yes.
So
Me
and I'll
too.
talk to you
I
more
forgot.
in details because Matt, you do need to read this book. It's very,
Yes,
very
Matt. I
good.
think you'd
will.
really like it.
Okay.
And
It
he's
makes
read
me
the
so
Secret
happy.
History now, so like I know I haven't read that one yet, but I
Yeah,
like
well,
people
which,
say
yeah.
it
It's-
like it.
It's
People
inspired
compare.
by it definitely, but the themes are totally different.
Mm.
Like the Secret History is more of like a satire about the like pretentious people and the dangers of romanticizing aesthetics over morality, you know?
That
Where
old chestnut.
If We Were Villains is
About
much
love,
more
baby.
about love. Yeah,
About
instead.
love.
So the exact opposite. It's about love. Mark, I was going to ask you to try and assign us characters from If We Were Villains. If you can.
Okay, I'm definitely Oliver, which we knew.
Okay.
What? No. What?
Here, the hard part is that both you and Matt are Oliver.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who Matt would be other than Oliver, but I'm gonna try.
Can I be the villain?
Kelly, you're Philippa.
No.
In my
I don't want
head,
to be.
in my head,
Okay.
you're Philippa.
Wait.
Holy shit! Awesome! See, Luke and I thought you were gonna say Alexander, so I
No.
love that answer.
If
No.
No.
no,
Ooh, love that
Luke.
answer.
I would say Ren. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I actually love Ren. I know she has like a small part,
Yeah,
but like I really
makes
like
sense.
her. And so that
makes a lot of
leaves.
sense.
So Matt, if you're not also Oliver, it would have to. I don't.
Mark,
It's just
how do
gotta
you
be.
feel- how do
It
you-
could be all. Well, no, I feel like it could be.
Wait, Mark.
What?
How do you feel about one of you being Oliver and one of you being Colin? Because Colin was cool.
Colin was.
Because I don't think either of you are James or Alexander.
Colin,
I
it's
volunteer
just
to
like
be Colin.
you're
I don't
Colin,
know
Matt.
anything about
You're
him.
Colin because he was actually just like fine, but he came in kind of like a sitcom side character of
Yeah.
just like he's just there, like, hey, I'm always here, but
That's my
not part of
sweet
your
spot.
crew.
See,
I'm just
I
kind of
know.
around.
I'm just
I would
here.
actually. Okay, both of you are Oliver. And Mark, your assignment of any literature character is Oliver.
Mm.
But I think you're more Colin than Matt is Colin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
You know what?
What?
I think Matt too could be.
But you
Ooh.
are Oliver.
Ooh, hear me out. Matt Colburn.
Yeah. Colburn.
Isn't that
See the cop.
Yeah.
The
That's
cop?
listen.
That's good.
Because-
I like
No,
that. I like
it,
that.
I
I
like
like
it.
that.
He was
I like
good.
that.
Because he
I
was
like that.
like, and he wasn't like lying to him about trying to get more
Yeah.
info. He was just like, I just
like that.
gotta know.
And he
Gotta know.
was pissed with these kids always fucking quoting Shakespeare.
Oh my god,
He was like,
so
why
fucking
can't they just
annoyed.
fucking be normal?
sometimes he would just straight up ignore Oliver. He just like moves on. It's like,
You know what?
I
I
can't.
like that a lot because you're definitely Oliver, Mark. I like that a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I
That's
think that
cool.
makes sense because I could see, especially that back half, the prologue
Yeah.
stuff being Matt
Yeah.
as him. So, okay, that's it.
Okay,
And
so
then-
I think-
harder.
yes,
Oh wait, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Harder question, Matt.
Yeah.
Assign us sign-ups the
Yeah.
secret history characters because if we were villains, they're all likable. They're all flawed, but they're all likable. Maybe one likable character in the secret history.
Well, that's why I was like, I don't want to do that.
I was gonna say I
That's
don't know
why it's
about Richard
harder.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, Richard in If We Were Villains isn't likable.
Oh,
Okay,
I was about to say.
Richard
sorry.
in
There's a oh, God.
the secret history is the main character.
Okay.
I have to think on it more. I'll get back to you on it.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie.
I'm
But you have to
asking
do
you
it.
because
it's something
it's a
that has to
toughie.
be done. Yeah, and it has to happen.
But yes,
Has to
I'll
happen.
talk to you more when we can talk like actual spoilies. So, anyway,
Okay.
I loved it. Very very good suggestion. And then I started reading On Writing.
Nice.
Oh hey.
So I think it'll go by pretty quick because I'm on page 19 and
Yeah.
I was like barely because like some of the pages are very short, but this one has contributions from Joe Hill and Owen King. It's like a newer edition of it that
Oh.
they added at the end.
That's cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm excited because obviously I'm trying to write more, and I know it's not like a how-to type of thing, but I am just very curious. So
It's a good book just to
Yeah.
understand his process.
yeah, so okay, that's it. Now,
Has it
guys,
been like an hour?
an hour and 5 minutes. But if I'm a cheerleader.
Sorry.
But I'm a cheerleader.
Kelly, you want to start? Give us a rundown.
Yeah, give us
Okay.
the synopsis.
I'm gonna read you the synopsis from Letterboxd because it's funnier.
Okay.
First off, the tagline says a comedy of sexual disorientation. Already, banger. All right. Megan is an all-American girl. What was it, Luke? What was it? From Lost Boys?
We fight for truth, justice, and
Justice
the
in the
American.
American way. Megan is an all Megan is an all-American girl, a cheerleader. that was one sentence. Megan is an all-American girl. Period. A cheerleader. Period. She has a boyfriend. Period. This is like how I write. But Megan doesn't like kissing her boyfriend very much, and she's pretty touchy with her cheerleader friends. Her conservative parents worry that she must be a lesbian and send her off to sexual redirection school, where she must, with other lesbian and gays, learn how to be straight.
Is she
And that's
touchy
what
with
I'm
them,
a
or is she just
cheerleader.
like dreaming
Not
about
at
the
all.
boobs?
No.
It's gonna say.
Yeah. And not even like realizing what. Like
No.
she's so clueless.
Yeah. I thought she was also.
Luke is Megan.
Luke is the most Megan.
Megan is Luke. Luke, we've already discussed, is lesbian. Luke is a man.
Yes.
Specifically too because she also did not know what was happening until like it was
No.
very clearly laid out in front of her, and she was just like super.
Yeah.
It was just very funny the way that was like had to be presented. I was like, "Yep, Luke."
Thanks, guys.
Just
thank
Megan
you.
in any scene, to be completely honest. But I really
When
liked
she was
it.
reading,
Oh.
she was like,
Yeah. She might as well have time for bed.
Okay. I also that part was just like thrown in there too, where like nothing else happened. She just went to bed.
It's to show she's an all-American girl.
Mhm.
She
She
was
reads before bed.
normal. Yeah.
I personally did not look up because of what you said, Kelly. I had no idea what this was about, so I was so
Good,
confused
that's what I
because
wanted.
I thought it was just a high school cheerleader movie. Not at all.
No.
It just kind of comes back at the end to get her to come with her.
The
Yes.
only thing that I knew is that it was a movie that was LGBTQ, and that was it. I don't know anything about the plot,
I didn't even know that.
and it was fantastic.
As soon as it started, I was like, "Oh, yep, I understand now." Because I saw that, I thought it was that.
The
I
movie?
thought it was that movie with the poster on Letterboxd that I was telling
The-
you watched.
Oh, right.
And so I was
yes.
super
Yes, Killer
confused.
Workout.
Yeah, so this was like complete 180 from what I thought you had suggested, Kelly. So I was just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
I thought you guys would like it.
It was fantastic.
That makes me so happy. It's
Kelly.
like yeah.
I was like halfway through it, and I told Katie because I watched it by myself, but I like had told her I was like, I think you would really like it. I was like, it's not the same kind of humor as Bottoms, but kind of.
Yes, I was about to say, we need more campy movies about lesbians.
Well, you know what? I
Yeah.
noticed too when on IMDb, if you scroll down on a movie, if you scroll down on But I'm a Cheerleader, the first thing that says more like this is Bottoms.
Yep, good.
And I looked on Letterboxd, and Io Debris has that marked as watched. So like
Yeah.
it was clearly an
Yes.
influence.
In Bottoms, the diner that they go to is a reference to
Yes.
But I'm a Cheerleader,
Is it
Yes, it is.
really?
and I forget
Yes.
how, but it
It's-
is.
The name of it is a reference to But I'm a Cheerleader.
That's fantastic.
I can't remember what it was called though, but I did know that.
Oh, it's called But I'm a Diner,
Oh yeah, it is. It's called But
and
I'm
I
a
believe
Diner.
I believe the waitress's name is either
Megan?
Megan?
Jamie. It might be Megan or
Jamie for the
Jamie
for
Babbitt.
the director.
I don't know, but yes,
What if it was Graham? That'd be fun.
Graham.
Graham.
RuPaul.
No, but hold on, we're getting there.
We're going all over.
Okay.
Oh my god,
we-
guys, I did
because-
not.
Hold on, wait, no, hold on.
Did you not
I
recognize?
wanna say no. Hold on, we need.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We need more campy movies about lesbians because there are a lot of campy gay movies, but
Mhm.
not as many where the main characters are lesbians. I can think of like Bottoms and But I'm a Cheerleader and some other like obscure ones, but we need more, and hopefully we will be getting more because Bottoms just came out. And it
Yes.
is
And it was a.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's incredible. Okay, Mark.
I have
I
facial
wanna know
blindness.
your
I did
exact
not know
reaction.
that it was RuPaul.
Hold on. Did you see his name though at the beginning
No,
where it said RuPaul Charles?
I did not.
I forgot. Kelly, you had told me that RuPaul was in this movie, and I completely forgot. And then when his name came up in the credits, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then right when he said, I used to be a gay,
Yeah.
killed me.
I
How crazy is that? Well, also, Mark, have you ever seen RuPaul out of drag?
yeah. I mean, well, he
Okay.
walks in when they're dressing up, like whenever they're in the makeup, putting on their makeup. He always walks in a suit, and he's
Oh,
not in
you're
drag.
right. Yeah, you're right.
So that's why I was covering my face because I'm like, fucking obviously, like I don't. My brain just doesn't
But this
put
was-
pieces together, and I have never seen him.
This
like,
was 25
act.
years ago.
Yeah, and I've never seen him act, so I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
never would have thought that it was RuPaul. So just like, what the fuck? Whoa.
He was
How
fantastic. He was
incredible is
great.
that? RuPaul comes in a shirt that says "straight is great,"
No.
right? Isn't that what it said?
Yeah.
And goes, "I too once used to be a gay." How incredible!
Oh, he was really good.
I almost wanted you to watch this movie just because of that, Mark.
Well, no,
Because you've watched Drag Race
I'm
and everything.
disappointed in myself.
So, how long did it take for you to realize?
Right
Until
now,
now.
Until now?
I didn't know, and that's why I was covering my face because I didn't know until now. I just did
That's
not piece it
crazy.
together. Whatever. I can't.
We have to
That
keep
that
this
makes it
close.
even funnier, regardless of RuPaul being
Yep.
not great in real life. That is hilarious.
It's hilarious, regardless.
Yes, and this was also before, hopefully, before we knew everything. Though, it's like so. Hopefully, before.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't really even know what you're talking about, so
It's
we can
just-
discuss later.
No, it's more just behind the scenes. Like what I've heard is just that he's an asshole, not like anything crazy
Oh.
bad, but like just treats
He's just
people like
arrogant.
shit. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
That's
I
all.
see. Okay.
Well, I don't know, and I haven't seen anything myself, and we haven't met him, so
It was
But
stuff
he's
with
funny in this movie. So
he's
that's all I'm
hilarious in
saying.
this movie.
It was actual stuff with Pearl
Yeah,
behind
okay.
the scenes after she was off the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, she like came out
Okay.
saying stuff about So anyway, in this
Okay,
movie,
okay.
but in
that's
this movie,
very funny that it's RuPaul because the shirt made me laugh anyway.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, this whole fucking
cast.
movie.
yes.
Melanie
I forgot.
Linsky showed up. I
Yes.
was like, what?
And Michelle Williams at the beginning.
I was like that. I was like that looks like her, but her name wasn't credited. So I was like, was that her? Oh, and it was.
Yep.
That's
Always been
crazy.
an ally.
Always.
You know, on Brokeback Mountain, do you know the scene where it's the first time they see each other in a long time, and when he grabs him and pushes him up against the wall to kiss him?
Oh, and she's
Michelle
blushing.
Williams, yes. But first off, okay, guys, sorry, that scene makes me laugh every time because she starts to open the door and then it's just her face watching it and then she just closes.
She's
the
like,
door.
nope.
Okay, no, in that scene, Michelle Williams told Heath Ledger, "You have to kiss him harder." Heath Ledger almost broke Jake Gyllenhaal's nose because of that.
Which is even
Because
funnier.
Michelle Williams was the biggest ally.
Wasn't she dating Heath Ledger at the time too?
Yeah. She said you have to kiss him harder. Anyway, whew, I'm sweating. What was I gonna say? But it's crazy that she was in this movie.
I know.
The cast is stacked. Also, Mink Stoll plays Megan's mother. And
I know
Matt,
that
I
name.
know you. Yes, Multiple Maniacs. She is
Yes.
in many John Waters projects.
That's
She-
why I know that name.
Yes, she Divine and Her in the church.
Yeah, the
Yes,
rosary
yeah,
job.
the rosary.
Yes, of course.
Yes, that's it. And she plays Megan's homophobic mother.
She says something just completely out of pocket at one point in God, when they were like in Mrs. Brown's office. I can't remember what it was. But she said something where I was like, "Oh my word." Just like, I know that you're supposed to be like a homophobic parent, but even this is like too much.
Well, it also took halfway through the movie, and then they started throwing out the F slur and writing it out on signs quite a bit.
Oh, but it was amazing.
But like it took
Did
like
you-
halfway through the movie, and then it was just like a lot at once of it.
That-
But then Andre went, "No, he's right." Like, no, he's right.
That sign is so funny, and then I
the
remembered
sign.
I remembered you having sensed something. It wasn't until after I saw it of her just standing there by herself by the van holding the sign.
Sorry. That's my favorite picture.
Luke, what was your first experience with this movie? At least your watching experience.
About the same as Kelly's because we saw it together for the first time.
Oh,
so it
I
was a
thought
lot
she
of
might have showed you.
it was a lot of like what no my
Pretty much any movie you watch.
Perfect, that
with
was
her.
a perfect-
Yeah.
Yeah, that I get to pick.
Yes, on Kelly's.
I contain multitudes. I like, but I'm a cheerleader and Roadhouse. I go
You do
both
contain
ways.
multitudes.
I go both ways.
That definitely threw that Life of
You
Chuck
get it?
into me.
that was a
I
good
get
one.
it.
You guys, thank you, Luke.
You know what I appreciate? I like the character of Jan. Them just being like,
Yeah.
I'm straight. Like everyone just assumes I'm a lesbian, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? This movie's got depth. I like this movie.
It does. Jan is one of two characters who walk away, supposedly into the woods and then never returns.
Never
So,
return.
Her and Andre.
Andre
just disappear.
Andre's moment is incredible. What did he? Oh my god. The last thing I need. Oh my god, what was it? The last thing I need is some fairy who just proved he's straight telling me how sexy my ass is.
And never to be seen again
then
on
he's just
screen.
Walking in the woods, never to be seen again.
Walks away.
It was incredible.
Underrated
Also,
character.
during
Ellie.
that whole scene,
Mm-hmm.
Good.
during that scene, the whole time when they're like, all of you passed except for one of you, who we saw during all of them, he wasn't doing shit, and he was
He was
looking
like-
at Graham like she was
"Mm."
definitely the one who failed, and he definitely passed. It
But
was so
when they're fixing the car and he just like
Yeah.
takes the wrench and just like kind of throws it, I was
Throws
like,
it.
I feel that.
Kelly, tell them about Dolph and
Yeah.
and yes.
Yes, so you guys know Dolph, the icon Dolph. He's the one who gets caught with Clayton, and who him and Megan break them out. They're
Yes.
staring at the house. The icon that is Dolph. He is the voice of Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You are kidding.
Do you
me.
hear the
No,
rasp?
I am
you hear
not.
Did you hear it?
Oh my god.
Like it's
How
the deep
crazy.
voice, but then the I also need
second.
water. I'm gonna be right back.
Wasn't he in something else? Like, hold on. Let me.
Wait, he
That's
was Jake
incredible.
Long. Do you guys know
American
the cartoon?
Dragon Jake
Yeah,
Long?
he's Jake Long.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
Zuko and Jake
awesome.
Long. It's Dolph.
There's a couple of people in this. Graham's dad is Cricket's dad from Sunny.
Whoa.
Whoa.
from a cricket's tail, because I was like, why do I know this guy's face?
Yes. Trini walked in and she said that the actor who plays Dolph, she recognized him from Hook because he's the main Lost Boy.
Oh
That-
yes.
he's
Oh my
like-
Yes,
gosh.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh
How
my
crazy.
God.
Yeah.
How cool
I-
is that?
What a cast.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible. The story that I heard was that so Clea Duvall was cast in it, and Natasha Lyonne was writing passenger seat in her car and saw the script on the floor of the car and picked up the script and was like, "What is this?" And Clea Duvall was like, "Oh, it's just some movie." And Natasha Lyonne went, "Okay, so what character am I playing?" And then they went over to Jamie. They went over to Jamie, and that's how Natasha Lyonne got attached to the project too.
Nice.
That's the
I-
story I heard.
I love it because it's so different than any other character I've ever seen her play.
Natasha
Like
Lyonne?
she's always playing the more like
Oh,
yes, she's always playing the
cynical.
edgy character.
Yeah, yeah.
Cynical, edgy, Cinny.
Cinny.
And then it's so funny to see her play like just the most clueless, like well-to-do. I'm such a good girl. Like it's just so funny.
I love it.
I do have one criticism, Callie. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Like
Okay.
the only thing I didn't love about the movie was the ending. Honestly, I was like,
Aw.
just the way it ended. I don't know. It felt weird when Graham like ran up to the car to me. I don't know. I felt like I wanted something else. Not I wanted her to go with her, but just the way it was filmed and like edited, it just wasn't my favorite like ending to a movie. Apologies.
But how
Interesting.
funny was it that Clayton just ran off?
Yes.
No hesitation.
Yes.
I think it's hilarious that Megan and Dolph, they show up in like gray army gear and they're like in the bushes ready to break them out.
I also thought it was funny that when Dolph and Clayton got caught, they film a scene of putting Clayton into the doghouse, and then I forgot about him. And then, like unspecified amount of time later, we see him coming out.
It was a week. She
Like,
told
did
him a
anyone
week.
feed this
The
poor
s-
man?
The
Yeah.
scene was also it was the exact same shot. They were in the exact same outfits as when he went in.
Yep.
So you could just tell they just filmed it right after.
Right.
But yeah, how long was he in there?
They said a week, but like he's in the same clothes.
Yeah, he wasn't let out for a week. He wasn't fed for a week, guys.
At
He just
all.
figured out how to survive in there.
Shocking. I'm
Yeah.
always thrown off when I hear Melanie Linsky in her actual accent.
Australian.
I'm always like, oh my god, I forgot you were Australian.
Was that her actual
Yeah.
accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Also,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
she's
she would
always
play a
playing
bigger
Prince
character
Ike
too.
has.
Right. Well,
Hillary?
she wasn't well known in '99. I don't think, was she?
When was
Kind of.
Heavenly Creatures? Because that was, I think,
Oh,
her
that-
first.
That may have been a couple years before that, actually.
But I think that was like her and Kate Winslet's breakthrough thing. So
Oh, that was
Was it
94.
97?
So she,
94.
94.
Okay.
She was definitely known.
Okay.
Yeah, I also thought she. Well, I was just excited that she was there because I
Yeah.
was like, hell yeah.
It's that 2.5 Men craze, you know.
Mm.
I've told you guys about
Honestly,
Trinity
she's the best part of
randomly
Two.
just randomly singing that theme song all the time, right?
I don't know if you
Mhm.
have, but that's very funny.
Oh, I think I told Luke about it when he was up here.
Okay.
But yeah, it just
Mhm.
is a consistent thing, and so I unfortunately think about 2.5 Men more than I should. But Melanie
Honestly,
Linsky,
Melanie
and
Linsky
it's
is the
good.
best part of that show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guys, name a better flavor of Gatorade than blue. You can't.
I hate blue.
Is that Glacier
I
Freeze?
like blue a lot, Luke. I'm with you.
Glacier freeze.
Glacier Freeze is
Ooh.
better than Cool Blue.
I don't
agree.
care. How do you guys feel about Rock? I think Rock was hilarious.
I loved Rock.
Rock was very
one of my
funny.
favorite characters.
The last that makes sense. The last time we see Rock, he is very dangerously dancing with like a
Well, he
like
has a
a
weed
weed
whacker.
cutter.
Yeah.
Dancing outside.
He-
And I think that's the last time we see him.
Well, we see him at the sexual simulation.
Speaking of
No,
which,
I think that was before.
No,
No, it was after,
was
wasn't
after.
it? Was it before?
I think it was after.
Okay. It was after.
That has one of the lines that made me laugh out loud the hardest. Was foreplay is for
Play is
sissies.
She said something like you get in and out, and
You
it
get
was
in,
so
out, and you're done.
done. Play is for sissies.
Do you think that him being named Rock is in reference to Rock Hudson, the old
That-
actor?
That would make sense.
I thought it was
probably.
He
just
was,
funny
like,
that it was
very-
rock.
Rock.
That is funny too. Yeah.
It's probably a reference,
because
but
it's like
funny either way.
everyone knew Rock Hudson was gay, but he couldn't say it because it was the 40s. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that
That
as a
makes
tribute
sense.
to him. Yeah.
Rock should not be allowed to hold a weed whacker because also he's
No.
dancing while weed whacking and smacking his
Number-
ass at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, how do you
Gays
weed
can't do
whack?
manual labor.
They were like, "This just isn't enough. You got to start smacking your ass."
I love how sorry. I love how candy colored this movie is.
I know.
How pretty the colors are,
Mhm.
but it's also like it's because they're trying to reinforce. Okay, Luke and I had a discussion about this.
Eh.
We know they're trying to reinforce gender norms, but if you're at a gay conversion camp, if I was running a gay conversion camp, would I
If you
make all the girls sleep in together in one room and all the boys sleep together in one room? Because that seems counterproductive.
it does seem counterintuitive, doesn't it?
And does it work out for them in the movie?
No.
I do love that, like, even like the car was just fully blue.
Mhm.
That's very funny to me.
Oh my god, all of the like signs in the boys area that like look like giant penises.
Oh yes.
Where
well,
it's like tools and army.
yeah, what was it? It was the army one. It was like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like a grenade launcher, but it
Oh,
definitely was
yeah.
a dick.
Or I
Do you know what I'm
like
talking about,
So
Luke?
funny. Come on,
It-
Luke. I'll show you a picture later.
Oh, that was also very funny when they were like doing war. It was just them going,
Yeah.
yeah die. Which is essentially just what war is.
Yes, essentially. I like when Megan first arrives at the camp and Melanie Linsky, it's like a tracking shot of her
Mhm.
being,
Yeah.
and it's like super serious,
Oh,
like,
like
all right,
Saltburn.
here's what we
Listen
do.
up.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Oh,
soft.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think Saltburn was inspired by this?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
honestly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, the house looks like
The
the
house.
house from Annabelle Creation. Does it not?
Oh,
Yeah,
we're in the
it
same
does.
timeline.
Good call. Good call.
Think
That's
about
what
it.
happened to
Think
the
about
house.
it. Think
Oh.
about it.
A movie you guys should watch. Luke and
Yeah.
I like to think that But I'm a Cheerleader takes place in the same universe as the movie Saved.
Yeah.
Which you guys should definitely watch. Because, okay, the plot of Saved is that a very Christian girl. It's Jen. Oh my god,
Jenna
I
Malone.
forgot. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
there's
yes. Jen
Jenna
Malone.
yeah.
It's saved exclamation point. Is that she learns that her boyfriend is gay, and so she decides to have sex with him to try and turn him straight because that's what God would want. But then she gets pregnant, and he turns out that didn't turn him straight, so he gets sent to a conversion camp. But there's a scene in the movie where her boyfriend breaks out of the conversion camp and is with her on prom, and when the baby comes. But it feels like it exists in the same universe, and you guys should definitely watch that movie.
And Patrick Fugit, is that him?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. That's
He's
her later boyfriend. That's
Yes.
Okay.
the skater boy. Macaulay Culkin's in it.
'Cause I saw Patrick Fugit and I was like, this is riding the coattails of Almost Famous for sure.
religious fanatic Mandy Moore throws a Bible at somebody in a drive-by exorcism. So if that's any basis for you to watch a movie.
Putting on my list
Come here, Sky.
to watch.
Come here.
Um,
Come here, Sky.
it feels like they exist in the same universe though.
Sounds
And
like
most
Annabelle
definitely
Creation
do.
apparently.
Yeah,
Oh,
I guess.
man.
I wish.
You know what else I
hope
liked
it goes
about But
back
I'm a
to-
Cheerleader?
Oh, go ahead. Mine's unrelated.
What?
It was an Annabelle Creation thing.
Okay.
Oh. I was just gonna say that not only is it like it makes a lot of jokes, about conservatism and stuff, but it's also like just the whole like reaffirming your gender norms and gender identity. I like that they like
Yeah.
really poke a lot of fun at that too. Like I said, this movie has a lot of depth, like more than you
does.
would guess on the surface. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I will say it's very funny to open your movie and have like the second scene be her boyfriend just
Oh,
Yeah.
they're kissing.
Ew, it's
Yeah.
so gross.
It's
Bro.
like
This-
Wet Hot American Summer
um,
kissing, but like turned up to 11.
Yes.
yeah, just for longer.
Just so
Oh, it's
long.
crazy that you mentioned that. Crazy that you mentioned Wet Hot American Summer. Because, okay, I have an extra assignment for you guys.
Oh
I
boy.
need you to go onto YouTube and watch Aisle 6. It is, I think, the first thing that David Wayne ever directed. 20
Oh my
minutes.
God.
Jamie Babbitt is in it.
No way.
The director, the creator of this movie is in Aisle 6.
They
and
know
you'll
each
see-
other?
You'll see the two people in the thumbnail for Aisle 6. Did you find it, Matt?
No, I'm gonna have to
Look up-
put Aisle 6 David Wayne.
Yes, do Aisle 6 David Wayne. And
'Cause
I need you
apparently
guys
there's
to watch it.
A band called Aisle 6 or something. I see Joe Latrulio and Thomas Lennon in my
Yes,
face.
that's it. That's what it is. 1992. I need you guys to also watch that because she's in it. How cool is that?
This was only uploaded 4 years ago. Could you imagine not just being deprived
know.
of this?
Wow,
know.
that's crazy. Also, guys, did you see it? In the like thanks to at the end of the movie? Did you
I didn't.
watch? Gregor Rocky is in the thanks
Oh,
to.
really?
Yep.
Oh,
It
great.
makes perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Yep, I love it.
You know who was a character that I thought was funny for that, for the one scene where she was using like the zapper thing, Sinead. She's just like, she like really likes it.
She gets introduced. She goes, "I'm Sinead. I like pain."
I like.
That's it.
pain.
Also, Julie Delpy is in it, just listed
I
as
can't-
lipstick lesbian.
I could not believe I forgot to mention that because she showed up and I was like, I was losing my shit. Because
Julie Delpy as lipstick lesbian.
the only other thing I've ever seen her in is the Before Sunrise trilogy, right? I was like, holy shit.
What's the
Yeah.
Before Sunrise
Uh,
trilogy?
Yep.
It's Richard Linklater who did School of Rock, Dazed and Confused. They're romantic movies starring Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they're each 9 years apart. So the first one was 1995. The second one was 2004, and the third one is 2013.
Whoa.
And the first one is about them meeting on a train from France to Vienna.
Mhm.
And just spending the night like roaming the city and it's before sunrise because they have to separate. They have to go
Oh.
their separate ways. And then before sunset is they meet up again 9 years later in France. 'Cause he's on a book tour.
And it is actually-
she
is it
sees him.
Made 9 years apart too.
It is,
Oh,
yes.
that's cool.
And I have not watched the third one yet, so
Okay.
that'll be interesting. But they're so good. They both the first two at least made me cry. It's so good. I have them if you want to borrow them at any point.
Okay.
Did you buy it on Prime?
I bought it on Criterion Collection, and
Oh,
actually,
boy.
Katie bought it for me because she knew I really liked it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, she bought it with my credit card though. So
Ah, nice.
well, according to her.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Thank you anyway, because I would not have bought it for myself. Bro.
She knows. Sometimes you just
so
need that
It
push.
is the thought that counts. Yes.
He would like this,
Anywho.
and he would like to spend his own money. So.
Y-
Yep.
you can't watch them anywhere else
Ah.
unless you rent it on Prime. Anyway,
guys, I picked the right choice to do But I'm a Cheerleader because it goes off of Tubi, I think like today.
no way, really.
Or it did, or a week ago it said expires in 8 days.
Oh man, you
I
did
was
really
like, I
pick the right day.
psyched it out. But Mark, what were you talking about earlier in the podcast of the moment that you were like, this is the most Kelly movie you've ever seen?
Oh no, it was when they all
What
showed
was
up
it?
and they all had to say that they were homosexual. Whoa. Am I delayed?
What?
You cut
Yes.
out a little bit.
Okay, I was gonna say it was when she first showed up, and all of them had to say that they were homosexual. In different, but
It
they
cut
all.
out
my God,
again.
it cut out
It's censoring-
again.
It's censoring the word homosexual.
Never mind.
That's crazy. I knew what you were saying. We got it. We got it.
Wow. No, when she that's one of my favorite parts is when everybody says that they're homosexual and then she starts realizing like she has to be told that she's a homosexual to know that she is one. But then the camera starts going by everybody's faces super quickly and they start blurring into each other and then she starts seeing her friends in the clouds. And then she starts crying and she is so much drool is coming out of her
Yeah,
mouth.
like, there's so
She goes,
much drool.
"Oh my God."
That was a good choice.
That was part of it. Was the drool also coming off? I was like, "Yep, yeah, this makes sense."
She wasn't finishing her sentences.
It also like didn't look like she was gonna drool, and then so much came out.
So
Like,
much
why is
came
so
out.
much?
It was like Pennywise drool.
It was. That's what it was like. Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
it was still I also appreciate that at the end of this movie, like I guess you could call it the mid-credits scene of like her parents actually trying,
Yeah.
you know, like trying to be support. The mom not so much, but the dad.
I said during the movie, I was like, the dad could be fixed.
Yeah, like
They were all varying degrees of homophobic. They were like different flavors.
Different
Graham's dad is
flavors of
the
homophobia.
worst.
Well,
Yeah,
let's not. I mean,
that we
Mary.
saw.
She runs
Oh,
a
well-
conversion camp.
Oh, I meant of the parents.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
of the parents for sure.
Mary.
I thought we were gonna
I
have the
kept feeling
reveal
like
that
I-
Mary is gay too, and like the reveal of like she's trying to
Oh,
do all this
probably.
because of. I think that's more of what I thought the ending was gonna go towards. Maybe that's why I wasn't like it just ended with
Mm.
them leaving, which is fine. But I thought there's gonna be more going on. I think with everyone else.
I
thought-
love the ending. I think it's fun. It doesn't get too serious. She she what's it called? Interrupts. Did I just forget the word for interrupts? That's what I do all day every day. She interrupts the ceremony to do a cheer
Good
and it
cheer.
works and they run after each other and they make out in the bed of a truck. I
Hell
love it.
yeah.
Ooh, Luke, them in the bed of the truck. Did it remind you of Halloween 2018?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Inspired
But
by
yes.
Meta
No, no, but yes.
Inspired by But I'm a Cheerleader.
I forgot. I forgot.
And anytime
But
I see
yes.
anybody in the back of a truck, I think of Halloween 2018. Which is funny because it's kind
What
of.
about Halloween 4?
Well, I was gonna say that's kind of an homage to Halloween 4 because it also happens there, but I always think about 2018. Because in Halloween 4, they're in the back
Isn't
of the
that an
truck.
homage to Texas Chainsaw?
Probably, yes, 100%. But Luke, in Halloween 4, they're in the back of the chainsaw with guns, and then they shoot a teenager. So I try not to
Yes.
think about
Oh,
that
yeah.
one as much.
And then we don't ever hear about
No,
it.
that's the
again.
funniest part.
But it's
That's
also
also, they never say it's a teenager. You always say teenager. They never say it's a teenager in that movie.
They shoot somebody.
they
They're like, "You shot
definitely-
Bill."
I thought they did.
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
at
they
the
did.
beginning it's implied that that's a teenager.
I think they
but,
set it up that he's a
Mm.
teenager earlier in the movie, and then he gets shot.
Don't know. I don't know.
We have
But, hey,
all that
Matt, how about
exposition in the
this-
elevator. They probably said it.
Mhm.
In the elevator exposition,
Yes,
That was
that's
a
my
long
favorite
exposition.
scene.
Matt, how about that split diopter shot?
Oh, I was rabid when that came on screen.
It's
I
a
was
split
like,
diopter
oh.
shot of her on the phone. Yes, exactly.
And then
Luke.
with the guitar in
And
the
Mary's with a guitar in the bed.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's why you
She's
brought
just-
it out.
She's just
You just brought it out
doing
because you're
that.
bored.
No.
That was beautiful. Always with the split diopter. You know, I was gonna say that this movie's probably inspired by Don Mancini, who then probably also got inspired by But I'm a
By this.
Cheerleader. I also noticed that on Letterboxd this has a 4.0, deservedly so.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I mean,
like Rotten Tomatoes is like in the 30s, and the first thing that popped into my head was critics in 1999 being in the theater and it being Mac from Sunny when they're on the cruise and he's like, ah, gay.
yeah, he's like, no.
Yeah.
How did you guys like the inner cuts in the movie of step 1, admitting you're
Oh, beautiful.
homosexual, step 2, and then it was the final test, and then step 4.
And then step
Yeah. Or wasn't it step 5?
Step 5 probably.
Oh.
Either way, I love this movie has such a vision, and it's so stylized, and it knows exactly what it wants to be, and I really appreciate. I think that's also why Bottoms feels like this too, because it's like it has a vision and it goes for it, and it goes 100% at it.
Yes, I love it.
Me too.
Makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's something about
really
these
was,
movies
like-
that you can tell there's no like studio interference. It's just like whatever the filmmaker wanted to do, they obviously did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. And like the fact that like I kept having to remind myself like this was 1999. This is because like if this movie came out now, I'd be like I get it because like certain like independent studios would make this, but like 1999 and they go to a club called the Cocksucker.
Hell
I was
yeah!
like,
Oh yeah!
hell yeah.
That is the worst thing. You're at a gay conversion camp. That is the worst thing for the superior to find.
A
They
twisting
just left
driving
a
distance.
matchbook. Yeah.
It's literally it's rainbow too when it says the cocksucker.
That's so funny.
I love the icons that they are. The two
Mm.
they're the closest by neighbors, the gay crusaders.
Larry and what's the other one's name? I remember Larry.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Bonnie? Lloyd.
Was it Lloyd?
Was it?
Luke?
No,
Did
that's
you
a
make that
guess.
up?
I think it's Lloyd.
Okay, we have hold please. Larry and Lloyd, yeah. Good
Wow.
job. I loved their scene where they're like kind of arguing, but like trying not to argue.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is honestly the healthiest relationship I've seen in a movie from 1999 ever, maybe.
Yes. Well, I love that too because it's like they got into a fight and then immediately made up, and it was just like the healthiest example. Of
Right.
In my head, they are Bill and Frank from The Last of Us in another universe.
Ah,
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. 100%.
It was the camo.
no, I'm sad thinking about
The
that
gay
episode.
It was
Crusaders.
the camel. That episode, that's almost like it made me sad cry and happy cry
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yep.
If that makes any, it was like what's it? It was bittersweet. It was
Yeah. Ugh.
cathartic. You know? Yeah.
And the fact that in the game they were literally like the tiniest characters and they just didn't get along
Just
with
had
each
nothing,
other
yeah.
like at all. Like they loved each other but they didn't get along, and so the way they did it was way better in the show and made me just cry.
Mm.
So beautiful.
I almost wish it was like that is one where it's like I wish they would just like show that as like a movie just by itself.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
'Cause you could. Yeah.
I'd
no?
watch that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like an hour or something, isn't it?
Mhm.
It
Like, you
is its
could-
own short film.
Yeah.
Oh, that
It's beautiful.
segue back.
I
I
just-
like that this movie is only an hour 20, whatever 20.
Yes.
whatever it is.
It's
Best time
perfect.
for a movie.
Hour 25. Perfect time.
Yes.
I want to mention that because I have the movie playing here. Graham says that the root of why she's gay is that her mother got married in pants.
that
This
was,
movie is hilarious.
This movie is really funny.
That was good.
One, I think Sinead says that her root is that she was born in France.
Yes, it was.
This is pretty good. Also, those of her around her, one of the reasons why all of Megan's friends and her parents thought that she was gay was because they tried to make her eat tofu. It was just she tried to make them eat tofu. It's really funny.
This movie's really funny.
Yes.
She has was it Melissa Etheridge? Like you have the poster.
Yes,
Like-
it was. It was Melissa.
Oh,
I like her
man.
boyfriend's
This movie, you know what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was gonna say I like that her boyfriend's plan is if I make out with her enough and hard enough, she will turn straight.
Yeah, hard
like
enough.
What were you gonna say about before that?
Oh, that I need to rewatch this movie at some point because there were so many lines I found funny that I've completely forgotten until you brought it up
Yeah.
again, Kelly. Like about my mom got married in pants.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
I'm really glad you guys liked it. I thought you would.
Yeah,
Well,
this
yeah.
was
It's like
like
this podcast is really, it's just an excuse for me to get you guys to watch movies that I really like, and that I think you would like.
once a
and
month.
so
Once
here it
a month,
is.
you get your turn to show us one.
Once a month, you guys watch a movie you think I think you guys would like. Oh wow, sorry. What just happened on the screen is the most Luke thing I've ever seen. It's when Mary was like, "You guys will all have to partner up," and Megan jumped up and just goes. She's just jumping because she's nervous.
She
And
also
then,
came
of course,
like
she has to partner with Graham.
she came like this close to Graham, and then it cut, and then she's like back
She
to like
did.
normal spacing between them. But like, I look like they just like got so close to each other for like no reason, and then
Yeah.
they cut back.
Also, not complaining at all because obviously I love them, Megan and Graham. I love them so much and they love each other, but also their turn of disliking each other to being in love with each other happened
So fast.
so quickly.
So fast.
Happened out of nowhere and I love it.
It did
It's also
happen.
like, what do you mean? You think you're gonna pass the test? You guys are basically making out on the floor during the test. Like, what are you doing? And somehow they did pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mary is
It was also-
looking directly at them as they're
It was
like
the same
holding each
shot
other's
from
hands.
before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but I like no. It's just.
I-
What are you saying, Mark?
I thought that that's why she was saying someone didn't pass because it went to that
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
they were like
misdirect.
close to each other, like obviously in love, and then they send him out anyway. I was like, what?
Andre.
Andre. Obviously, he wasn't doing shit too, but
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I really like what you were talking about, Matt, before, is that it's also just as much commentary on gender norms and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they have the women having to learn how to change diapers and do cleaning and everything, and the
The
boys
men-
get to play football.
Playing football, learning how to spit and grab your ball.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
also that they were like, if they got in trouble, they had to watch sports all weekend.
Yeah.
You have to watch sport. And they're like, "Ah."
And I just thought that was so funny because I thought about people watching like football, like and caring and watching it. Ooh. And watching it like all weekend or all Sunday and Monday, because people just choose to do that
I
of
do
like
that.
all the
I
time.
know.
And so just the fact that when I heard that, I was like, oh god, I would not want to do that. I'll turn on a
Hell
baseball game,
no,
but I
man.
like them on in the background, right? But like when people get all into the football sports, like all day, that's what they watch. Can't.
Well, people
Couldn't
just
do
care too much about it. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot beat the shit out of each other over a ball. Calm
It's
down.
so silly. I know.
Also, football, gayest thing I've ever seen.
So
So-
gay.
Actually, Luke and I decided that Luke, what was the gayest because they couldn't touch each other?
Basketball.
What?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Oh,
Yes,
it's- it's-
basketball
they
was
get
the
this
gayest
close to
because they
each
get
other.
so close to into each other's faces, but they can't touch each other. It's forbidden. But with football, they're literally fucking on the field, so it's not as gay.
Yep. That's fair.
Right. Uh-huh. I'm following. Yes, there were quite a few moments like that where I was like, at least somebody said it. I don't want to watch football. I just don't. Please don't make me.
I love that they use that as a punishment of watching sports all weekend. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope. I'd rather be in the doghouse for a week without food. Like,
Clayton.
Clayton.
Oh, Clayton. He works in retail.
I
That was
work
his
in
introduction. He
retail.
went, I'm Clayton. I work in retail. I'm a homosexual.
That whole introduction scene is comedy gold.
Yes, it is.
It really is. Also, Graham's like introduction, also gold. What was it? What'd she say? It was the first time fuck is used in the movie. God, what'd she say?
when she's in the bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
she said
No, it just. Oh,
for
oh.
fucking.
Hillary said, yeah, no inappropriate behavior. And Megan goes, like swearing?
Yeah.
No, like fucking.
Okay, that's the most
It's
Luke
like
and Kelly thing
perfect.
I've ever seen in my life.
Like swearing?
Clea Duvall is an icon.
I know. Ugh.
What else? Has
I'm
she
so
been in?
glad that like she's had this. She was in American Horror Story. She was in one of the Marvel shows.
Who is she in American Horror?
Mark,
Dang.
I know what you've seen her from.
Bro,
Mark, I know.
what?
You need to pay attention.
I don't know.
She's the
actors, actually.
doctor. Hey, she's Chuck's doctor in Better Call Saul.
That's
I
right.
know you've seen her in that.
You're so right. You're
That's
so right. She pushed off the button to prove a point to Jimmy.
What?
Remember, she pushed
To-
the button
to
off.
prove
Yeah,
a
so-
point.
yes.
so let's Sneaky,
Also, a
sneaky.
movie that you all need to see.
The
Um,
Faculty.
Yes.
The
She plays Stokely in the factory. Factory.
the factory.
Faculty.
The first 3 things that come up on her IMDb for known for are The Faculty, Argo, and then But I'm a Cheerleader.
Argo. Luke, remember
Argo,
how much Argo that one
Zodiac.
time?
Zodiac. I remember Zodiac.
Oh my god, I totally
Yeah.
I remember when we
forgot.
watched
She
Argo,
was in the
I remember.
facility that he goes to talk to, and that's when he's like, "Oh shit, I got the right guy."
Do you remember when I told you that I watched Poker Face? I completely forgot
Yes.
this. She's in
She's
it.
in it. Yep, with Natasha Lyonne.
She plays her sister, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I totally forgot. Oh, that's really funny.
I know that I don't know what the movie is called, but Natasha Lyonne and Clea Duvall play a couple in another movie with Melanie Linsky.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm so serious. I don't know what it's called though.
What era? Like early 2000s, I'm guessing?
I'm gonna say roughly 2010.
Oh, later than I would have thought.
Maybe later. I don't know. We'll find it later. It's not entertaining when we're just on our phones the whole time.
This is true.
But Mark, were you asking who she was in American Horror Story?
Yes.
She is season 2. She's Sarah Paulson's lover.
Oh,
who
yes.
Bloody
yes,
Face
yes.
eventually, yeah.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh wow, I forgot she's also in The Grudge,
Guys,
the original.
do you ever have this
What?
where you like see an actor like this, and then like you can't look at them the same if you rewatch the other stuff they're in? Because now I'm gonna see her in like Better Call Saul and be like, oh yes, that
It's
also
Grant.
happened.
Yeah.
Also with Better Call Saul for fucking oh my god, what's Taste Buds?
Oh, yes.
Joe, right?
Joe DeRosa.
Joe DeRosa. When I rewatched it and fucking DeRosa was there, when I first watched Better Call Saul, it's like whatever.
You
But
wouldn't
like,
know, yeah.
yeah, it's just like normal actor. But now it's like Joe DeRosa, who's like
I've heard you complain for so many
so
hours.
long on how combos are awful or whatever. Like Jesus Christ. But it's funny because like he had to do the last season after he had already started Taste Buds.
That is funny.
Because he was
man.
in one seed of the last season, right? One seed?
He was.
Yeah.
He did. Yes. Yeah.
This guy.
But
Leave it.
I'm a cheerleader should be preserved in the Library of Congress if it isn't already.
So true.
Because it honestly is like culturally important. It's a
Oh,
culturally
yeah.
important film.
Oh, it's a huge cult classic.
Yeah. No wonder they were playing it at the Loft, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Oh shoot, really?
That's why when I was telling Katie about it when I was watching it, she's like, why do I know all of this already? She's like, oh, it's because they were playing at the Loft and I read the synopsis when they were.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That would have been really fun with a whole audience of like people who
Yeah.
already like love that movie.
That would be really fun. Oh man, if they're ever doing that again.
I'm sure it'll come back around. They usually do with the cult classics.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's go ahead and do that. I need to check the Majestic to see up here because they do stuff
Yeah.
like that, but I just don't check that often.
Yeah, I have to be like, I'm trying not to spend as much money going out to movies if it's not necessary and we can watch them at home. So it's like I can try to be more picky.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Also, I wanted to add some more because I know that we're dying down talking about the movie,
Sky.
but I think the soundtrack is incredible,
Oh,
and the movie opens with one of my favorite songs of all time. This
What was
movie's
it?
perfect. It's Chick Habit. It's used in Death Proof. The very end of Death Proof. Do you remember? Also, I love Death Proof. You guys should rewatch it because it's incredible.
I would like to rewatch it from a new perspective because I did not know what that movie was gonna be like going in, and I was not ready.
It's like a Death Proof is like if I made a Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. That is the truth.
That movie gave me a headache,
but-
Prometheus style.
Yeah.
What are some of the songs in there? What are some of the other ones?
I just remember watching it and being like, I'm vibing.
Me too, but I didn't like recognize any of like the needle drops, but like they were good. Let's see.
Oh
Look, you
yeah,
should-
the meta score 39. Yeah, I get it.
I was shocked when I saw that. I was like, I would have thought that at least critics would have been more favorable to this.
I don't know, man.
I have a quick tangent. Luke,
Yeah.
while they're looking for that song, speaking of Prometheus, did you hear? You know how Noah Hawley's doing the Alien show?
Yes.
Fede Alvarez is doing an Alien movie, and apparently
Romulus.
Yes, he showed Ridley Scott and James Cameron.
Yeah.
And they both liked it, and were like,
Oh, cool. I saw that he showed Ridley Scott. I don't think I read down to show that he showed.
He said
James
he
Cameron too.
showed James Cameron, and he gave him completely different notes than Ridley Scott did, which makes sense because they made completely
That makes
different
sense.
Alien movies.
That makes sense.
And he was like,
That's funny.
he was like, they gave me literally opposite notes, but
Helpful.
yeah. So, but I'm so excited that we're gonna get that, and
Yeah.
Noah Hawley having two good like filmmakers and writers making Alien content, because it's kind of just been held off to AVP and then back to Ridley Scott, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm glad that like that can go to a couple new filmmakers now.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
As someone who liked Prometheus more than you did, but can admit that it's not like the best movie, I will admit like those movies don't feel iconic. Prometheus, Alien Covenant, where it would be nice to get like iconic Alien content.
I would, yeah, and it's like, even though it's worse, I would argue that like Alien Resurrection and Alien Cubed are like still movies that you're gonna think of way more than like Prometheus, which would be are like a better movie. It's just Prometheus, it's probably
Right.
the CG in it, but I don't know. It just doesn't have that. It has a weird vibe.
The characters don't. They're a little hollow too.
Yes,
Like
I don't remember. I can't name a single one.
Yeah.
Oh, except for the engineers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look, I like to think.
you know what they should do? They should engineer more movies like But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh, nice.
Thank
segue,
you.
Nice segue.
I thought of another campy movie with queer women. I thought of another one. Jennifer's Body. Incredible.
That's another one I'd like to rewatch because
Yeah.
I don't think I viewed that correctly.
There's movies
Nice,
like that,
I
right? You
love
watch
that.
it and you're just like not in the right
Yeah.
mindset, and you're thinking it's something else, so you just don't get the point. And then you rewatch it, you're like, oh, I get it
I
now.
don't think I watched it understanding that it was
Get it.
like supposed to be camp,
Mm.
and I was
Yeah.
like not understanding what was going on.
Mark, the way you described that was literally Frank and Mac finds his pride.
Yeah, I get
It's
it
like you're
now.
watching a movie again and there's a zoom in on you, your
I was
face
like,
is
I
all bloody,
get
you
it.
go, I get it.
Mhm.
That
and
was
then the
me.
next season you go back to being like, don't get it.
I can't believe
That
they
was
did that
me.
after his development. And you know, fucking
Yeah,
Megan wrote
I
that
don't get
episode.
it anymore.
Megan wrote the episode where he didn't get it anymore. God damn it.
That was you watching what, Matt?
That was me the 5th time watching Mamma Mia.
Okay, good. You
I'm
finally.
gonna set the scene. It was me, Katie, and Luke. We're sitting outside on a basketball court watching it projected on a screen. It was kind of cold, but I was vibing so hard I had a glow
Good.
stick.
When did you guys
And-
do this? What is happening? This doesn't sound real.
It was
This-
in
oh.
November. It was after
Months
Thanksgiving.
ago. And
Yeah.
it was like a thing put on with the Loft in conjunction with like a
Oh.
class at U of A.
Mhm.
It was like their senior project. They showed this movie to us, and then we had to answer questions on like a
Wow.
online
Nice.
survey. And now it's like even songs that I wasn't like the most keen on. I just start singing them now.
What
Something
songs?
happened to me
Good.
that night.
What songs?
Good.
Um,
I know you
uh,
didn't like Winner Takes It All at first.
I still don't. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you-
That one still doesn't.
That's
was,
the most iconic scene.
How
What do
dare
mean?
you?
What's the song called? The Does Your Mother Know That You're Out?
Oh,
it
the
doesn't
MILF
matter.
song?
You
Oh,
know,
Absolutely.
that-
I was like, this scene might be
It's like my
flawless.
favorite.
Yeah.
Matt, the true question
It
is,
might be flawless.
how do you feel about SOS?
Okay, that one I came around on too. I was like,
More than
you know
winner
what?
takes it all?
I'm okay with it.
That is
Pierce
not a
Brosnan,
popular opinion.
Yeah, I'm
That
okay
is
with
not
it.
a popular opinion.
I love
To
this
this
one.
day, still, Winner Takes It All is still my least favorite part of the whole
Matt,
movie, and I
it's
don't
so
know.
the scene is so long that you're supposed to be like, "Holy shit, this is long," and then they keep going, and then you're supposed to get back.
She's
into
going
it.
at it.
Yes, there's a
No
whole
matter what,
Yeah, it comes full circle.
Yes.
every time I've watched it, my eyes have glazed over, and I've started like looking away from the
How
screen.
dare you? I'm telling Meryl.
Don't tell her. I don't. I take it back.
That's
I
literally the
don't want
most.
her to be mad at me.
That's the craziest part of the whole movie. But whatever, it's fine. I'm proud that you like
Okay.
Mamma Mia. It's
That's the craziest part.
Voulez-vous is the craziest part of that.
Yeah. That
Yes,
the
it
craziest-
is.
I saw a thing of Amanda Seyfried talking about what a nightmare that was to film because it was so chaotic and like trying to keep track of everything.
That's actually my favorite.
And that she's not like I'm not like a trained dancer, so learning all the choreography to hit all the beats of like I need to talk to this dad here and then get over
Yeah.
here to she's like it was scary.
I love. She just goes up to Harry. I'm your father.
I'm your father. Yeah, she had no moment with him. Just, I realized it now.
Amazing.
Harry. Dad and mom. Well, Dad has said that he wants to watch Mamma Mia with us, and
Yes.
with Mom this summer we're showing them Mamma Mia.
That's
Amazing.
wonderful. Oh wow.
All right, Kelly, you got anything else? Because I think I'm good on what I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah. Well, does anyone else have anything?
I'm sure there's so many parts that I'm forgetting that I loved so much. But
Yeah,
I really did. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Thank you,
that
Kelly.
makes me so happy. Luke?
You okay?
No, I think we said everything. Yes.
Okay. I just got one more thing to say, and that's no, I didn't go to the cocksucker. I've never been to the cocksucker. I won't. My cocksucking days are over. I'm normal. You have to believe me. That's how it ended, I think. That's all I had. That
It's
was
incredible. Oh my god.
It's a beautiful movie.
I've never been to the cocksucker. My cocksucking days are over.
All right, how do we rank this one?
It's the-
okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I wonder where it ranks on the gay.
Is this the
Hmm.
gayest?
Are we on the? Oh,
The only
this was
other
the
competition
third.
we have is vampires.
Is Interview with the Vampire, yes, of course.
Oh wait, but that's like no, but we're on the three that we've
We're on the second.
that
one.
we've.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Give me. I need to go get my gurnal.
Okay.
Get your gurnal.
I think I said the exact same thing
did.
last
You
podcast.
probably did.
100%.
Give me a second.
Do you guys know that movie? It's something. Get Your Gun. Annie, Get Your Gun. That's what
Annie,
it is.
get your gun.
It's
And
Kelly, Get
I
Your
thought.
Gurnal. Yeah.
Kelly, get your gurnal.
It's just dead air. Luke, you okay?
How's,
Dead
uh,
air.
how's everyone doing?
Let's
on
just
this
take a moment to
fine
meditate.
evening? I've been thinking of meditating.
Meditation's good.
Do it.
Need to find the.
You need to
Time,
stretch
and
too.
also-
You need to start stretching.
I do. Well, right now I'm
Stretching is
sitting like this because my back is a little bit
Maybe if you stretch.
it's grinding. Also, if you do this, can you like hear your knees grind? Because sometimes I can. Like you can feel the bones.
I don't
I think that's a
so.
cartilage problem.
I think it is because I learned that in sports med. She was like,
Yeah.
"Do this. If you feel it grind, you got a cartilage problem." And I
Well,
was
we
like,
also
"Oh."
were catchers.
She didn't tell you how to fix it.
Yeah. true.
Yes. And my knees are permanently fucked up. All right,
Same.
Matt. You know what's crazy? I have a thing on my wall that has all the shit.
Yeah.
That's an Annie get your gun playbill thing.
Wonderful.
Because I had a calendar that was musicals, and that was one of them.
Oh, it's a
that's
musical.
cool.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Right, give me a second. Okay. Round 2. Disturbing. our options are Secondhand Lions, Max Keeble's Big Move, and But I'm a Cheerleader.
This is the least disturbing
I
of
would
the
say Max
three.
Keebles. Or we-
Least
I would say Max Keeble's one.
Max Keeble won
It's one.
Secondhand
Yeah.
Lions, But I'm a Cheerleader. Problematic.
Secondhand Lions.
Secondhand Lions, probably.
Max
Max
Keebles.
Keebles, yeah, yeah.
Max Keebles.
100.
What does Max Keebles have?
The problematic parts?
Oh, wait,
Keep
no,
it
I
in.
remember. Okay.
Okay.
Gay.
No,
With this one.
I'm thinking
Secondhand
Secondhand
Lions.
Lions. And then we were gonna flip a coin
Yes.
at the end. Okay. Sad. Secondhand Lions number one.
Secondhand Lions.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm a Cheerleader. Max Keebles.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because
Next
this movie
is-
isn't sad, but Max Keebles isn't at all.
yeah.
I guess you could see for some of the characters like who disappear into the woods and we never
Right.
see them again. We don't know
Oh,
what
I
their
think
story
they
is.
were
Andre's
fine.
living his best life.
I think, and so is Jan probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't. No, definitely because like a real world context of this movie, this is sad. Like
It
it's
would
a,
be,
s-
yeah.
but it's taking that and making it camp, making fun of the whole system of it.
Right.
Okay, Unhinged. Max
But
Keeble
I'm-
won.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Max
more-
Keebles. But I'm a
okay.
No, Max
Cheerleader.
Keebles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max
Max
Keeble
Keebles is number one of the entirety right now.
And then the next two though.
Hmm?
So Secondhand Lions and But I'm a Cheerleader.
I'll
So
say but I'm a cheerleader and then secondhand lions.
For which
okay,
category? is
thank
this?
you, Matt.
Yeah.
You're answering.
Unhinged.
I think we
Unhinged.
said that
Okay.
earlier.
Unhinged. I did not hear it. Sorry. All I heard was Max Keeble number one. Max Keeble, But I'm a Cheerleader. Secondhand Lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
So right, yeah. But we haven't had the we need the fourth before we can round
Drum
out what's the
roll.
ultimate winner.
resistance.
Mark,
Okay.
are you ready?
Wait, our rule.
Yeah.
Again, that is not his guitar.
It's
Before
just-
every podcast, he asks,
nothing's
"Can I?"
coming
and takes it.
Nothing's coming through to where we
I
can
love that nothing's coming through.
Nothing's
Literally,
coming.
there's no
he
sound.
also doesn't know how to play guitar.
I can tell
I
by
just
his
played the
fingers.
beginning to Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
You were moving much too fast.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do something crazy and choose a movie
little
that's
crazy?
over 2 hours. Not much.
Anatomy of a
Oh
Fall?
my
No way. Anatomy of
God.
a Fall.
No, but I did. I did.
I swear to God, if Godzilla is in the title, I'm gonna kick you in the teeth.
Godzilla.
Dune 1984.
Yes.
Okay, good. We need to.
Right.
That was the
Thank
most
you.
delayed
Excited
reaction
to
from
see it, I've been
everybody
meaning
too.
to.
Oh my god,
You froze.
that's
You
so-
froze.
You froze.
It's just funny because on my
We
end,
didn't
I
know
said
what
it and
was
everyone was like, just staring.
Mark,
I'm excited.
no,
Perfect.
because this is one of the 2 David Lynch movies I haven't seen.
I
I'm
wanted.
so excited. I've wanted to
you've
watch
never
this for
seen
so
this?
long.
Yeah,
The original
we haven't-
Dune?
We haven't
No.
seen Dune or
Nobody
Inland
has?
Empire.
That's
so.
so-
this
I
is-
didn't know. I thought that you two had seen it. Oh
No,
my
not
so
yet.
I
We
wanted
have
to
that
stay.
and Inland Empire, and then we're complete.
I wanted to stay relevant because now I'm obsessed with Dune Part 2. But I also saw, I looked it up on Letterboxd, and neither one of you guys had logged it. And since it's David Lynch, I was like, they probably would have at least logged it. And so, and Kelly, you had on your
Yes.
want to watch, and I was like, there's no way Luke watched this without Kelly.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, we got to do it then, because also from what I've heard, this movie might be on the unhinged part category.
I think it's
I'm
definitely
sure.
gonna be my favorite Dune.
It's definitely
no doubt about that.
Definitely
Actually.
gonna be my favorite David Lynch movie.
Whoa! You would actually like The Elephant Man,
No, I do need to
and
watch
you'd
it.
like The Straight Story.
Do you think Mark would like Blue Velvet?
Yes, actually.
'Cause
More
I
than the
really-
others.
I really like Blue Velvet.
Me too.
I'm sure. I was
Mark,
just
you haven't
teasing.
seen Mulholland Drive, though, have you?
That's on the one of the ones that would kill me, right?
What have you seen?
Eraserhead
You've seen Wild at
mean-
Heart.
and Wild at Heart.
You've seen Eraserhead and Wild at Heart? That's crazy. Those
And
are
then-
the 2 you.
and then Dune. Those
Also,
are
maybe
the
from
3.
Twin Peaks.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and then-
Those are the 3 craziest audience
The
you could
3
have
essential David Lynch.
seen. Yeah.
And then season 1 of Twin Peaks.
Eraserhead's fucking incredible. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
you
you
did
didn't
like
start-
something, right?
I did like, yeah, it was a little
Yeah,
bit slow for me, but I also liked it. Which is funny because season 2 is
Okay.
so much longer.
I'm so excited.
But
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, and some episodes just completely filler. It's incredible.
oh, great. From what I saw,
Mark, the return would kill you.
from what I've
Yeah.
heard,
The return would kill you.
I saw a still and it looked like the ending of Dune Part 2. And I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. Because it's
Oh, yeah.
the same thing.
Him fighting.
It's going to be basically,
Yes.
it's going to be that whole story. What my prediction?
Yes. The entire thing.
The whole
Mhm.
6-hour story that Denny did put into 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I don't even know if they're sandworms. So we'll see what happens.
I do know
We'll
about the
soon
titty
find out.
windows.
Yes, I do
I
know,
know about
that
the
stuff.
city windows.
I-
And
Titty
Stings-
windows.
and Sting in a girdle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited, Mark. Amazing pick. Amazing pick.
Where is it to watch?
It is on
HBO?
something. Yes, I think it's on Max.
I think it's on Max.
Cool.
I can get it. There.
At least it was.
I've been meaning to watch this for so long.
Yes, it's on Max.
This is a great pick. This is perfect.
This is a great pick.
Something that none of us have
Oh.
seen, and this is definitely the time for me to watch it when I actually care about Dune.
we all want to watch.
Unlike 3 years ago, when I was like, whatever. So, cool.
I'm excited that you're actually into Dune a little bit.
And now I have that thing of like, now that I like one property in it, I'm getting obsessed with like, oh, maybe I should read the book. Oh, you know, like as soon as I get interested in one thing, I'm like, interesting.
Before you know it, you're going to be where I am, and you're going to be 5 books deep, and you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
I heard someone talking about it. This will be more for the next podcast, but I was listening to a different podcast. They were saying that they wanted Dune Messiah to be one movie. They wanted Children of Dune to be 2 movies, and then they wanted God Emperor of Dune to be a miniseries. I was like, oh shit, they have a whole plan set out.
Oh.
So what did they say Children of Dune they wanted to be?
2 movies. Like
Yeah,
a
it would
part
have
one
to be
and
at
2.
least 2 movies. That makes sense.
Well,
yeah.
actually, he said
Yeah,
2
yeah.
or 3 movies for Children of Dune. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Denny.
Children of Dune is like sprawling.
You
Yeah.
know what I think is incredible? Okay, so Timothy Chalamet does Dune 1, Wonka, Dune 2, and is now doing the Bob Dylan movie.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be Dune Messiah. He's having it's like
He is having a career.
I love
That
it.
is a career for the ages.
I love that like in between the dunes, he's like, I gotta be a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta be a little bit silly.
Could you imagine this just becomes Denny's entire career is adapting all the Dunes into however many
Right.
parts it has to be?
I thought that there was only supposed to be 2 movies, and then the second one comes out, turns out there's gonna be a third one. The third one's gonna come out, turns out there's gonna be a 4th one.
Well, the third one's actually
What?
not confirmed yet.
Yeah, it's still
Oh.
not confirmed. Yeah.
But they should, because Dune
way they
Messiah,
ended
it's almost like it's almost necessary to put it with the first Dune book too, because it like changes how people view Paul Atreides.
From
Because like part of the reason
I thought people were talking about it like a third one was confirmed.
it should be, and I know that I think Denny wants to, but like the studio has not officially greenlit it yet.
Got it.
they
Yeah.
let the Dune Part 1 come out, named Part 1, and they didn't even confirm a sequel till like 4 days after it came out. Like they had to wait still. So like it could have just been a Part 1 and then never had a sequel. So they wait because Dune was not popular.
That's
Now
scary.
it is. So Part 2 is
It's
made
getting
now.
a lot.
little
It's
popular,
yeah.
Okay, but Part 2, guys. It's kind of crazy.
Okay.
Especially when the Emperor comes
I'm
out
gonna
and I
st-
didn't know he was in the movie. I was like, okay, guys, wait a second. Wait, that's where I was like, wait, Dune is good. Just because the actor's playing the Emperor.
Luke and I turned to each other in the theater and we're like,
Yeah, I did not know he
Please,
was in.
what is it?
Christopher
It's
Walken.
Christopher Walken plays the Emperor.
Are you serious? Okay, maybe I do.
See, I knew it.
I have a problem with like I knew pretty much everyone who was going to be in it because I've been a little too obsessed with Dune.
Mhm.
But I loved to see Luke's reaction whenever a new person would show up. He
That's
was like, "What the
great.
I
fuck?"
didn't even
Yeah.
know Florence Pugh was in it, and she's the
This
first one
is-
that talks. Like she's the
Yeah.
first one you see, and I was like,
know.
The
what?
second, the second time Florence Pugh has been unhappily married to Timothy Chalamet.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Dune.
Interesting, yes, interesting connection.
It's a theme, it's a theme.
Spoilers. Whoops.
Oh, I
It
mean,
doesn't matter. Nobody
whatever.
listens. Whatever.
I haven't even seen it, and I know. So.
Oh no.
And you know that.
Our podcast is now at my least favorite time, 2 hours and 13 minutes.
You picked an over 2 hour.
Hey, it's Dune. It's David Lynch's
It's gonna
Dune.
be good.
Okay, both weeks,
I know.
I have succeeded in picking the shortest
Yep.
movie. I believe.
You have.
Congratulations.
Yep.
You had
Right?
to have, right?
Okay.
Wait, Max Keeble
How long
is
was Max
pretty
Keeble?
short.
That was
Yeah,
120
that's
something.
what I was like. Maybe I don't know. Shoot.
So let's see. It's gonna be a nail biter here.
You look at Max Keeble. I got But I'm a Cheerleader.
Okay,
Max
and then I'm
Keeble is
ending it.
1 minute longer than But I'm a Cheerleader.
It's
Nice.
26.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
Dang it.
Okay, I'm ending it. We're watching Dune for next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The 80s one. The 80s. The
80s
David
one,
Lynch one. The
84.
80s one.
On Max.
84 with Cal McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Bye.